Matt. Just want you to know I appreciate you and everything you do. It is not overlooked or taken for granted, I promise you.
Say something, Matt? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Did you say something, buddy?
Matt, are you talking to us?
Can you hear me? I cannot hear myself. I kind of hear myself, but I can hear you great. Hello, hello. Check, check. Yep.
Test 1, 2.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it may be. It may be. Which one is it?
Which one is Terry, do you know? In 3.
Test, 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 test. There we go. All right, I'm good.
Is that too hard?
Good. No, that's good. It's right down there. Right.
Friday Night Football greetings from the Palace in Benton. It is time for Benton Panther football. Tonight it's homecoming for Benton High School, and we've got us a cat fight tonight as the 3-1 Benton Panthers host the 3-1 Siloam Springs Panthers in a 6A West Conference matchup. I'm Jim Gardner, joined on the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show by Terry Benham and Dio Vanucci. Our third wheel is obligated right now, Terry. John Penn with the unbelievable honor tonight of escorting his daughter Abby, tonight's homecoming queen.
Well, he's just hanging out with the prettiest homecoming court in the whole country.
Congratulations to John and Marla and their family.
Absolutely. Abby Penn is our homecoming queen, and she just couldn't look more beautiful tonight.
For sure. And on the Fidelity Local 6 feed of the live stream on BentonPantherFootball.com, the homecoming sights and sounds from the stadium are available. We'll continue the Panther pregame show on 106.7 The Ride, the radio home of Benton Panther football on the Benton Panther Football Network. Tonight's Panther game is sponsored by Black Corley, Owens & Hughes, Bethel Smiles Dentistry, Jones Heating and Air, Cornerstone Home Lending, the Terry Benham for Mayor campaign, Farmers Bank and Trust, ACDI, the Jerry Ponder for Mayor campaign, CDI Contractors, Allied Glass, Smith Caldwell Pharmacy, Benton Eye Care, Saline Memorial Hospital, Congo Fireplace and Patio, the City of Benton, First Security Bank, the Kim Hammer for Senate campaign, Ashby Funeral Home, Baptist Health Clinic of Bryant, Dr. Michael Pafford, Alpha Gorilla, and Hamilton Family Dentistry. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by the Benton Touchdown Club, the official booster club of Benton Panther football.
Junior maid, Kirsten Garner. Junior maid, Morgan Gray. Morgan is the daughter of Mr. and Miss Larry Gray. She is being escorted by her father, Mr. Larry Gray. At Benton High School, Morgan is a Benton Panther cheerleader and is a junior class secretary for Student Council. Junior maid, Morgan Gray. Junior maid, Hannah LeBee. Hannah is the daughter of Mr. and Miss Scott LeBee. She is being escorted by her father, Mr. Scott LeBee. At Benton High School, Hannah is on the cross-country and track and field team. She is a member of Discover the Joy Baptist Church. Junior maid, Hannah LeBee. Junior maid, Jamaria Peters. Jamaria is the daughter of Mr. Ronald Jones and Miss Naisha Tabor. She is being escorted by her father, Mr. Ronald Jones. Jamaria is a member of the Great New Hope Baptist Church Youth Group and Praise Team. Junior maid, Jamaria Peters. Representing the senior class, senior maid, Riley Davis. Riley is the daughter of Mr. and Miss Rusty Davis. Riley is being escorted by her father, Mr. Rusty Davis. At Benton High School, Riley plays for the ladies soccer team and is vice president of student council. She is a member of the First Baptist Pure Energy Youth Choir and the Holland Chapel Student Ministry Praise Band. Senior maid, Riley Davis. Senior maid, Jade Dorman. Jade is the daughter of Mr. and Miss Kevin Dorman. She is being escorted by her father, Mr. Kevin Dorman. Jade serves as captain of the cheerleading squad and is on student council. She is an active member of the First Baptist Church Pure Energy Youth Choir and Upper Room. Senior maid, Jade Dorman. Senior maid, Shelby Lynch. Shelby is the daughter of Mr. Mark Lynch and Miss Terry Lynch. She is being escorted by her father, Mr. Mark Lynch. At Benton High School, Shelby is co-captain of the Pep Steppers and is on student council. She is a member of First United Methodist Church.
Be careful getting up and down. You're bouncing.
Senior maid, Shelby Lynch. Senior maid, Katie Morrow. Katie is the daughter of Mr. and Miss Jeff Morrow. She is being escorted by her father, Mr. Jeff Morrow. Katie is on the Benton High School basketball and soccer team. She also serves as secretary on student council. Katie is an active member of the First United Methodist Church Youth Group. Senior maid, Katie Morrow. And now, would you please stand as we honor the 2018 Benton High School Homecoming Queen, Abby Penn. Abby is the daughter of Mr. and Miss John Penn. She is being escorted by her father, Mr. John Penn. Abby is captain of the Benton High School Pep Steppers, is on BHS Serve and Student Council. She's a member of the North Bryant Baptist Church and Youth Group. Abby will be presented with the traditional robe by her mother, Miss Marla Penn. She will now be crowned by her father, Mr. John Penn. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Benton High School homecoming queen, Abby Penn, and her court.
Set up a lot of good things for this offense. You got a lot of potent wide receivers. So now let's talk about our defense versus their offense a little bit. Do they have any real weapons? I mean, what are we going to see out of them? What type of offense do they run? Just kind of tell us what you've seen on film.
Well, they're a spread-based team. They use a tight end set a lot of times with a three-receiver look, one back. You know, their run game is where it starts at with the thrill kill guy that played last year, and he's had some big games. He had a 240-yard game. He's had a 100-yard rushing game, I think, every week. So he's a guy for them. He's a 200-pound running back. He's more of a bruiser, downhill type guy. He don't seem to have the breakaway speed that we see sometimes out of backs. You know, so we know that it's going to run through him. The little quarterback does a good job with some option game and everything. He's nothing flashy. But he can make some plays with his feet, you know. And then last year, if you remember early on, they gave us some problems. They ran some RPO scheme and, you know, or some little play actions and hit us for a couple in the first two series before we settled in. So I look for them to do a lot of the same things with that, you know, basing on looking on their offense the last 2 years. You know, but defensively, I like our matchup. I mean, we're playing well defensively right now. Very impressed by the way we played last week. And I know it was raining, and it kind of limited Russellville's playbook a little bit, probably an ability to throw the football. But I thought we played extremely well last week, limiting them to the few yards that they had and getting a shutout against a good Russellville team.
Yeah, well, the defense has been playing lights out. I mean, guys like Kelby Caffrey on the edge. We talked about, you know, Russellville run the sweep, and it looked like they were going to get some yards. Kelby Caffrey just able to, you know, stick it in there and make the tackle. And you got Kyvan Carroll in the backfield at the middle linebacker spot, and Kyvan playing, you know, really lights out when he plays downfield against an offense. So injury report, I know last year, what I remember from last year was losing Tristan Redd for the rest of the season. That was a tough loss last year, but he's back now. Injury report, who do we have out this week?
Well, we get Braxton Slaughter back. Last week we held him out again just for kind of precautionary reason with that concussion. You know, and last week when we were talking, we felt like we was going to get him back, but talking to our medical staff, they felt it was a good idea to keep him out again. But we will have Braxton back this week, which is a big plus for us to add depth at that wide position on offense. Injury-wise, other than that, we don't have any new injuries. You know, Sean Thornton's still out, so that's awesome news. You know, Jaden Nash is still out. You know, we hope we can get Jaden back next week. He practiced all week this week, but he's, you know, 50 to 75%, something like that, with that hamstring. So we're going to take it easy with him this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem and the presentation of the color.
Goes to the doctor today, actually, to get a
Tonight's
cast off.
color
Get a
guard
walking
is
boot on, so
provided
that's
by
good
the
news.
Benton High School Army
You know, hopefully
Junior
we get that guy back
ROTC.
for a playoff run. You know,
Our
we don't
color
know,
guard this evening
but
is
it's
commanded
looking
by
that way
Cadet
right
Sergeant
now.
Cooper
Other than
Strawn,
that,
who
you know,
is
that's
also carrying
no
the
new
American
injuries with all
flag.
the older guys and getting some guys back.
Carrying the
So it's
Arkansas
exciting.
State flag.
Players going to have their minds right. I know it's homecoming week, and I know that can be a big deal, but so far how's practice been this week?
It's been good. The temperature has
And the
really
white
helped
guard
practice
is Cadet
mentality a
Private
lot.
Ethan
I mean, it was
McNeil.
like, you know, when you go out the first day for opening deer season, it's nice and cool, you know, and all the young bucks are running around all over the place. That's what they look like this week, you know. You know, they were out running around having a good time, excited about it. They, 90 degrees, you know. So we've had good upbeat practices all week.
Good. Well, we might need to see if we can push the start of football back a little bit, get it out of the summer months. But I'm looking forward to tonight. I know that this is going to be a great game. Should be well attended. Hopefully the weather will be good. So anyway, we're going to head to a break, and then we'll head back to the booth with Jim and the guys. All right, welcome back, folks. Dio Vanucci here with head coach Brad Harris.
And always will be to the community. Our loan officers are your supporters, your cheerleaders, your fans, your neighbors. And we're proud to cheer on our Benton Panthers. For more information on Farmers Bank and Trust, stop by our conveniently located office or visit myfarmers.bank.
At this time of year, the best way to experience Benton is to be a Benton Panther football fan. The City of Benton is very proud to be one of the sponsors of the 2018 season. The student body is ready, the pep steppers are ready, the cheerleaders are ready, the marching band is ready, the players are ready, Coach Harris and his staff are ready, and the City of Benton is ready for a drive to a state championship. Experience Benton and support the Benton Panthers. Go Panthers!
The Everett difference is much more than just vehicle sales and service. It's also our commitment to helping those who help others, like those who work to build communities, those who help to enrich the lives of children, those who provide a loving home to kids in need, and those who lend a helping hand when you need it. It's a privilege to work with these wonderful organizations, and we're grateful for everything they do. That's the Everett difference. Everett Buick GMC.
It actually, I feel like it makes me look better as a realtor to use Cornerstone, because I know if they say it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be on time. I have so many times experienced situations with other lenders when there were delays that were outside of the client's control. We were just kind of at the mercy of the lender. And with Cornerstone, I've never had to worry that those were gonna happen.
Cornerstone Home Lending. No excuses.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6. Terry, tonight it is a powerful Benton Panther offense averaging .486 a game against a Siloam Springs defense that's been pretty tough against the rush this year.
Well, it is, but there's a lot of balance in that offense too, Jim. You know, I really like the matchup tonight with their defense. I think we saw last week Garrett Body's ability to stretch the field when Brown came in and threw that 83-yard dart down the sidelines. That was a real show that you can't just load up in the box and try to play Zach Wallace, or else you're going to have a huge night in air defense.
The Benton defense Siloam offense matchup. Siloam prefers to run the football about 70% of the time, averaging 220 a game on the ground. Benton defense gives up 206 a game on the ground. A lot of that skewed a little bit by the Cabot game.
Well, it is, and you know, like you said, they like to run the football, and with an all-state running back, that's a good reason to do it. But that's bad news for them because they haven't faced a front seven like they're going to face tonight. And, you know, I want to talk about a couple of guys that are emerging that weren't getting that much attention preseason. Dylan Ferguson is having a big year. I mean, he doesn't have the tackle stats, but the disruption that he creates in the backfield is noticeable each week. Dylan leads the team, Jim, in quarterback hurries with 7 and is a big part of that pressure that Bobby Wynn likes to bring. The other guy is Zach Parker. Now, he hasn't been as quiet. He's one of our 30 tackle guys, and we got 4 of those. But he also had 4 quarterback hurries last week, and that kind of pressure, Jim, is something that I think Siloam Springs is really going to struggle with tonight.
Yeah, that weak side linebacker position in the Panther defense, always a big tackle spot, and Zach Parker holding up his end of the deal this year at that position in his senior season. This week in Benton Panther football, the JV got a win over Lakeside 27-20 on Monday night. The 7th graders fell to North Little Rock 20-12. The 8th grade and 9th grade JV split at Lake Hamilton on Tuesday. The 8th graders lost 22-8. The freshmen won 14-6. And last night here at the Palace, the 8th graders fell to North Little Rock 28-22. And the freshmen got unbelievably exciting win, 26-21 over North Little Rock. Last week in the 6A West, Benton knocked off Russellville 27-0. This Siloam Springs team defeated Sheridan 24-14, coming from behind to win that one. El Dorado gave Lake Hamilton their first loss 28-6, and Greenwood defeated Little Rock Hall 41-6. Tonight in the 6A West, we've got this one here at homecoming. Siloam Springs at Benton, a big one in Union County tonight, Terry's. Greenwood at El Dorado.
Boy, you're not kidding. That's a big game in El Dorado. That's a long drive down there to what I view North Louisiana. And, you know, we'll find out how well the Bulldogs travel tonight. But, boy, what a huge deal for Benton if the Wildcats could come up with a win.
Russellville is at Sheridan tonight, and Lake Hamilton is at Scott Field to play the Little Rock Hall Warriors. Last week in Saline County, Bryant defeated Northside 16-7 in a game called just before halftime due to weather. Bryant now 4 games, and 2 of those have not gone to completion.
Don't you mean 3 games?
Well, there you go. Bauxite defeated Malvern 34-3. Harmony Grove knocked off Ashdown 36-20, and Glen Rose shut out Two Rivers 52-0. This week in Saline County, Bryan is at Little Rock Catholic, Ashdown is at Bauxite, Malvern is at Harmony Grove, and Mayflower is at Glen Rose. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes, and when we come back, John Penn will join us in the booth. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
One of the biggest factors in your child's learning experience, whether it's bookwork or athletics, is their vision. Doctors Glenn and Skinner and the skilled staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic are here to help you see a better world. And they want everyone to have access to quality eye care. For thorough, visual, and comprehensive eye exams, call our optometric physicians and staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic at 501-778-2020. For quality eye care close to home on Highway 5 next to the Long Hills entrance, Benton Eye Care Clinic.
Family-owned businesses are the backbone of a growing economy. For over 40 years, family-owned Warwick's Hydraulics has specialized in manufacturing and repairing welded hydraulic cylinders and making them to exact specifications for customers all over the country. This work is guaranteed and they ship anywhere in the USA. Warwick's Hydraulics, machine specialist and proud sponsor of Benton Panther football. Call Warwick's Hydraulics today at 501-316-3156 or email them at warwicks@live.com. Dependability is their family tradition.
Smith Caldwell Drug is located in the heart of downtown Benton. We're an independently owned pharmacy that strives to give our patients the best quality and care possible. We offer free delivery service and convenient drive-through window. Our friendly staff will help you with your insurance billing needs and much more. Be sure to shop our large boutique, gift section, and baby department, where you get free gift wrapping. Smith Caldwell Drug in the heart of downtown Benton.
Welcome back to Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6. Welcome back to the booth, John Penn.
Yeah, how about that?
Papa.
We missed you last week, and
Yes.
we missed you in the pregame tonight, but congratulations on a special night.
Well, it had me on the concussion protocol from an accident. So TJ was like, I think you better skip the away game tonight. But, yeah, it's kind of hard arrangements there in Russellville. Listen, I stayed home and watched the game. You guys do a great job. I just wanted to say that on the air. I thought Terry did great with the pinpoints. I was like, well, they're my pinpoints, but he did a better job with them than I do.
It's almost like someone wrote them.
Yeah, yeah, I know, and thought about it or something. But, yeah, it's a big night, and it's a big honor. And, you know, for a girl who's grown up watching the Panthers play from the time I would drag her and have to carry her up the stands at C.W. Lewis to watching her brother play all of those years as a Panther, and now to be on the homecoming court, be captain of the dance team. It's a big night for her, and I'm telling you, she's more excited about the football game right now than anything.
Well, I just want you to know that when I saw you escorting your daughter and she's wearing a white dress,
I know.
I started praying for you,
Yeah, I
brother,
know.
because
Listen,
I knew where your heart was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ready for that yet, but this, it's just a tremendous honor.
Yeah.
And from the student body, and I tell you, it's just a great community. It's a great school. We got a lot of great kids, and boy, I hope they show up and. Let's get to going on Siloam Springs. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Great night for the Penn family. Abby, a beautiful homecoming queen as all the seniors come out as captains tonight for the coin flip. Let's get to our picks to click. Freddie, who got shut out last week, going with Zach Wallace and Zach Parker tonight, the double Zach attack from Freddie. John?
Yeah.
Your turn, buddy.
Well, tonight I went with DeAnthony Harper and Kyvan Carroll. I think that they're going to want to distribute the ball around to a lot of different people, and I'm hoping they'll kind of take it easy on Zach tonight after the week he had last week, having to kind of shoulder that load. And Kyvan, you know, this downhill running attack, Terry, I really think that Kyvan's going to have a big game in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Dio, we bring you in for the first time tonight. Your picks to click.
Yeah, on offense, I'm going to take Garrett Body after what he did last week in that downpour. I'm expecting to see them test this Siloam Springs defense with him, and he's such a big vertical threat. And then on defense, have to go with my man Kelby Caffrey. He's just a big hitting Steve Atwater-like kind of player out there, and I just like watching him hit people. So I'm picking him in hopes that he gets a pick six or something.
Had a big game last week at Russellville, earning the Cornerstone Home Lending Defensive Player of the Game. Terry, your picks to click tonight.
Well, I picked Michael Allison, similar to the reason that Dio picked Body, and also Cameron Ross. Allison's second on the team in yardage with only 2 complete games, but he's coming back tonight from an injury, and I think he's looking for another breakout night like he had in Arkadelphia. Cameron Ross led the team in tackles last week, and tonight I look for him to be playing more like a center fielder when they get the Siloam Springs offense in 3rd and long.
Siloam Springs won the toss, will receive and defend the south goal. Siloam Springs will move right to left on your radio dials. The Panthers come through the inflatable tunnel onto the turf. The smoke provided by Independent Fire Extinguisher Sales and Service. John, we need 3 pinpoint keys for a Panther victory tonight.
Well, it's about the 3 Ds: distribution, downhill, and then dancing, Jim. Distribution on offense. Hey, look, they know if they have a chance to beat Benton, Siloam's got to stop Zach Wallace and that running game and get up a lot of guys in the box with that big offensive line. That means you got to distribute to some of your other playmakers on that offense. Look for Gavin Wells to have a big game tonight. Defensively, all right, we're talking about a downhill running attack. That's what Siloam used to get that big win over Van Buren, Jim. So look for them to continue that. That's their strength. That's what we got to stop. So big night from Chris Wright and those inside linebackers. And finally, hey, look, it's homecoming week. The weather broke. It's a beautiful night. The stands are absolutely packed. And you got the big dance tomorrow night. So we got to get ready for that. Let's get a win. Let's get out of here and get ready for the apex of homecoming week, Jim, the homecoming dance.
You know, we heard Freddie last night on the 8th grade broadcast say he bought a new Cool in the Gang CD.
Yeah.
Favorite
Do
song,
you remember
Celebration?
September? Oh, okay.
Celebration.
Celebrate. Yeah.
Yes, celebrate good times. And maybe that's what's going to happen right here tonight on homecoming. As look who's kicking off, Garrett Eason. How good is it to see him back out there?
Yeah, the big leg, the senior. We're gonna see if he can hit the end zone for us today.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you this: that's gonna be a welcome addition right there.
Listen, game changer.
Panthers in maroon pants, maroon helmets, and anthracite jerseys with maroon numbers. The visitors from Siloam Springs tonight in silver helmets, gray pants, white jerseys, maroon numbers. The teams look very similar. Their mascots are the same, and let's hope that's where the similarities end as Benton will kick off and defend the north goal. And Garrett Eason awaiting the referee's whistle to get this one underway. A beautiful night, 68 degrees, calm winds as Eason puts a leg into it, drives it high, and it is going to be fielded by Ogbe, he's going to return it to the 29-yard line. That's Primo Ogbe, their primary receiver, and Siloam Springs will have it first down and 10. The starters defensively tonight for the Benton Panthers. We're going to see Caleb Kaufman get the start as the nose man tonight, as Chris Wright has battled a little illness this week. Wright will play, though. Ty Nethery and Dylan Ferguson, the ends. Bryce Gallagher, Kevin Carroll, and Zach Parker. The linebackers, Kelby Caffrey and Dylan Burnham. The Spur and Bandit, Devin Griffin, Terry Jones, and Cameron Ross. In the Benton secondary is Landon Ellis, the Siloam Springs quarterback. Looks for the shotgun snap. A hard count gets Benton to jump offside, and it will be 1st and 5 following the penalty, and Chris Wright immediately checks in.
Well, you know, when you get a chance to get on the field, you can't make mental errors or you'll get a chance to come right out.
Yeah, and Caleb Kaufman's one of those guys. He's been big for us all year coming into that rotation. And just a mental error. You get excited, Terry. They've been dressing up and having fun all week.
So it'll be 1st down and 5 as Threlkill, the running back, sets to Ellis's right. Threlkill fake to him. The throw out in the flat and a big hit on the intended receiver, Spencer Pippin, by Kelby Caffrey. It's incomplete, 2nd and 5.
Well, I don't know about you, John, but if I'm a play caller, that is the one play call I'm not throwing.
Yeah, number 4 for Siloam's a big, strong-looking kid, and he wasn't going to go anywhere if he caught that ball. Kelby was on him in a hurry.
So the incompletion makes it 2nd down and 5. Siloam Springs at their own 35. Ball on the near hash mark as Siloam moves right to left in this first half. 2-back backfield. They'll give it off to Threlkill. He tries the center of the line, and there is no room to run. It's going to be a loss of 1 and 3rd down and 6.
Well, we talked about it a little bit in pregame. You know, the Panthers front 7, they like to line them up in a lot of different combinations, but, man, that is a strong front to have to run into.
Yeah, Chris Wright, Ty Nethery, those guys getting a push up front. They've got to double-team those guys. Guess who that leaves wide open, Terry? Kevin Carroll.
Kevin in on that last tackle. It is 3rd down and 6 for Siloam Springs. They empty the backfield. 5-receiver set. Ellis looks to his right, throws right. Spencer Pippin makes the catch, and it will be a 1st down as Siloam Springs converts to the 44-yard line. A gain of 10, 1st down Siloam.
That's a good pitch and catch from Siloam Springs.
Boy, it sure is, and executed very well. The offensive line gave the quarterback enough time to throw and a good route.
Now Siloam Springs hurries to the line of scrimmage. Ellis will set Threlkill to his right. On 1st down and 10, give to Threlkill, running to the near side, and Threlkill is into Benton territory as Cameron Ross and Zach Parker, along with Gallagher, tackle him at the Benton 49, a gain of 7 at 2nd and 3.
Well, he's a load coming downhill. He's only 195 pounds, but still, he's got good speed, so by the time he gets to the second level, John, he's really a force to bring down.
698 yards rushing coming in, 8 touchdowns for Threlkill. And on 2nd down and 3, we've got a whistle and a false start against Siloam Springs. Will back them up 5 to their own 46 and make it 2nd down and 8.
And Landon Ellis says thank you for those 5 yards because
you
Chris
bet.
Wright was coming up the middle and nobody was going to stop him.
Watch the matchup at the top of the screen. You got Devin Griffin against their top receiver.
Yeah, Primo showed some speed last year, if y'all remember.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking receiver.
Has two touchdowns receiving for Siloam through the first 4 weeks of the season. As Ellis going to drop back in the shotgun on 2nd down and 8. Going to give it to Threlkill again in the center of the line, and he's going to reach midfield, and that'll leave Siloam with 3rd and 4.
Well, you see, they're changing some personnel. You've got Trey Maxwell coming in now to get on that defensive end.
And on 3rd down and 4, Ellis is going to roll to the right. He's going to throw that way. Ogbe dropped it, hit him right in the hands at the 40-yard line. Incomplete, and Siloam will have it 4th down.
Was a little bit of a break for the Panthers that time, John.
It was, and you know, one of the things we talked to Brad Harris about, you know, they want Siloam to try to run the football. That's what they want to do. They want to put those guys in the box and make this a slugfest in the middle of the field, and they're content with one-on-one matchups.
Colin Evers, the backup quarterback, in as a punter. We haven't seen him punt on film all year. Watch out here. And Evers is going to punt it away, and it's a high spiral that Kelby Caffrey fields back inside the 10. Kelby with a lane. Kelby going to return it to the 25-yard line, and Benton going to have it right there for their first possession of the ball game, and we go down to the field for the first time in Dio Vanucci.
Well, you can tell that Kelby Caffrey's reputation precedes him a little bit, I think, on that third down, because that receiver with one of the best names I've heard in a long time, Primo. I think if I had another son, that would be his first name. I mean, can you imagine Primo Vanucci? That sounds great to me. But anyway, he heard footsteps is all I'm going to say.
So first down and 10 Panthers at their own 25-yard line as Morrow brings a man in motion. They fake, throw to the man in motion. That's Garrett Body, and he is upended back at the 20-yard line by Primo Agbe, a loss of 4. It'll be 2nd and 14.
We know they want to distribute to some other people, Terry. They want to get this short passing game going, and didn't get much out of it last week with the bad weather, but right there, just read perfectly by Siloam.
2nd down and 14, 9:15 to go in the first quarter. We are scoreless. First possession of the game for Benton. Colin Morrow is the Benton quarterback. Zach Wallace is in the backfield with him. Michael Allison, Garrett Body, Gavin Wells, and it's good to see Braxton Slaughter back out there, the receivers for Benton, as they give it off to Zach, and Zach is busting loose at midfield at the 40. Agbe can't get him. 20-10 touchdown, Zach Wallace.
One touch, gone. What a run.
80 yards to the end zone, John.
Yeah, and that's what you love about these spread offenses and run-pass option football, guys. It leaves a lot of room in the middle of the field, and when you've got the blocking we've got in the middle and Zach Wallace carrying the ball, I mean, look at Joshua George just manhandling a defensive lineman right there.
Well, once Zach gets in that open field, you're not going to catch him.
Zach's 10th rushing touchdown of the season. And Alan Vargas on for the extra point. It is up and it is good. And with 8:49 to go in the first quarter, Benton leads it 7-0. We saw Zach run for over 200 yards in the first half alone last year at Siloam Springs. And Dio, he's off to a similar start here tonight.
Yeah, and as he came off the field, he told me, I guess I'm supposed to walk over there and let Siloam Springs know that this is Zach's house. So, I don't know that I'm going to actually do that. I think they're going to figure that out pretty quick here in this first half.
Jim, that was the theme at the pep rally. Coach Harris said this morning, he said, look, we had some other Panthers come to our house, the Cabot Panthers, and we let them know this jungle belongs to this Panther. We got some more Panthers coming in tonight. We need to make that same statement. This is our house. This is our jungle.
How about Zach making that statement, Terry?
Boy, I'll tell you this. He is a special player. We all knew that, but every game, I don't know, he seems to be getting better every single game. And now he's just stacking yards. And there's a lot of schools now starting to look at number 23 because this is the 6A. And he's running like a man among boys.
That's 763 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns for Zach Wallace this season as Garrett Eason to kick off for the Panthers. He drives it into the end zone for a touchback. How beautiful is that?
Boy, that's great. That's such a weapon when you have that. And you can make the other team start.
He didn't get all of that either, Terry. That was a little bit of a line drive. The first one went a little high, this one went a little low. You know he'll get a hold of the next one.
Is Kaufman going to be back in there at noseman for this second possession for Siloam Springs? 8:49 to go in the first quarter. And the Benton Panthers lead the Siloam Springs Panthers 7-0 as Siloam huddles, breaks the huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage with 80 yards in front of them. Siloam going to line up in the pistol. Threlkel, the running back behind Ellis. Threlkel gets the carry, and he's going to be dropped for a 3-yard loss. The Panther defense relentless on that one.
How about Zach Parker, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, we've always known he was a good leader. He had all the intangibles. The coaches talked about his ethic, his leadership, his integrity, his hard work. Listen, this guy's a football player.
Oh, yeah. We've got 4 players, John, on that defense with 30-plus tackles, and he's one of them.
Yeah, he's a kid. He's a good athlete. He's got the tangibles, too.
2nd down and 13 for Siloam following the loss. On 1st down as Ellis tries to hard count the Panthers offsides. Good discipline. Ellis now going to drop back and look to throw, and the pass is going to be incomplete, intended for Tanner Broyles along the Siloam sideline, and it'll be 3rd down and 13.
Well, Devin Griffin was wearing him like a glove that time, and he made a good effort at the catch, but Devin got down to the ball first.
Interesting to see what Benton will do defensively on 3rd and long here. You know, they've been see a lot of man coverage here tonight, and that they're going to soften up just a little bit.
So 3rd down and 13, Siloam from their own 17. Going to send trip receivers to the left, single receiver to the right as Ellis drops back. Ellis looking to set up the screen, does to Thrailkill. He's over the 20, hit and dropped at the 23-yard line. That was a great tackle by who?
Kelvin Caffrey.
I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, that is a fantastic open field tackle.
You had Panthers that were deep, but you had a couple of guys, Jim, that read that and kind of backed off, forced him to the outside. Zach Parker come in and set the edge, forced him to the far outside, and Caffrey cleans it up.
The Zacks making their presence known here in this 1st quarter, and Freddie's delighted. His 2 picks to click. Is the punt away from Siloam Springs. That's Evers' punt. Caffrey fields it at the 35, returns it to the far sideline. He's over midfield. Kilby at the 40 spins. He's down to the 37-yard line, and Benton going to have great field position on their 2nd drive.
Boy, Siloam Springs, Jordan Stewart really laid a lick, but that shows you Caffrey's toughness. Boy, he just popped right back up.
Dio, as we go down to you, that was a great tackle in the open field by Kelby on that 3rd down play.
Well, and we've seen Kelby do that play after play this year so many times. And last week, you know, it looked like Russellville would have the edge on a sweep. He'd be the lone man out there and in the open field, just be able to, and not only make the tackle, but actually put a pretty good hit on a guy.
7:13 to go in the 1st quarter. Benton leads 7-0 as Morrow drops back on 1st down. Throws Braxton Slaughter with the catch. He loses his footing but comes down with it at the 23, a gain of 14 and a Benton 1st down.
Well, he's a guy that will sneak up on you. He's a great blocker, but he can catch, and if he gets in the open field, he can get some yards. And I like the play call there from Justin Ray. Get a guy in there that they probably didn't talk a lot about in film room from last week or the week before. And Braxton Slaughter, a very solid player.
7th catch of the season for Braxton. 1st down Panthers is Gavin Wells in the backfield. Gavin breaks a tackle. Gavin runs hard down to the 11-yard line, and it will be another Benton Panther 1st down.
Well, it looks like they didn't get the memo. You're not going to arm tackle Gavin Wells. He's one of the strongest runners that we have.
Well, and big number 77 was laying a block, and patience by Gavin Wells there as he waited for that to develop, and he sprang out from behind him. It was easy for him to hide behind that offensive lineman.
1st down in the red zone for Benton at the Siloam Springs 11-yard line as they give to Zach Wallace, and that time Siloam collapses the gap and able to tackle Zach at the 10-yard line. Chase Chandler, the middle linebacker, leading the charge.
Well, you don't realize how big some of these guys are till you're standing next to them, Terry.
Oh, yeah.
This offensive line, Durling, Dole, George, Jensen.
Average 287 across that offensive line on 2nd down and 9. I'm going to swing it out to Garrett Body. Good blocking on the edge from Zach Wallace, and Body goes in untouched for the Benton score.
Joshua George beat him to the end zone.
Well, one of the reasons that he went untouched, did you see the patience? I love patience running. And did you see the patience of him waiting for those blockers to get out there in front of him so that he could walk in?
So Zach Wallace with a good block too, Jim.
Yeah, no doubt. Benton leads at 13-0. Alan Vargas on for the Extra point with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Snap back, hold down, kick up, kick good by Alan Vargas. And the Panthers have had a 2-play scoring drive and a 4-play scoring drive and lead it 14-0. Dio, that happened right in front of you. Great blocking on the edge and great patience from G-Body.
Well, and you really gotta love the blocking by Zach Wallace, just the unselfish nature of his play. And I remember our illustrious athletic director saying when he was a head coach that the measure of a player was when he didn't have the ball in his hands. It just shows you what kind of guy Zach is. And Garrett Body, I like his patience too, Terry, especially because he's my pick to click, and he just clicked right there.
How about Colin Morrow, 3 for 3?
Yeah.
After really struggling in the rain last week, he comes out and we see that sharp efficiency of the Panthers senior quarterback.
Yeah, and he's really been on target tonight too, and that's good to see. He every now and then you have a game where you just got something off, and golly, in that driving rain last week, it was hard to be on, and it's good to see him coming out so clean tonight.
So the Panthers up 14-0 over Siloam Springs. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Garrett Eason on to kick off for the 3rd time here in 6 minutes of gameplay. Siloam Springs set to receive the kickoff. Eason again puts a foot into it and again into the end zone for the touchback, but a marker thrown. I believe Benton a little over anxious, and we're going to get an offside on the Benton kick team.
Well, he got all of that one.
Well, let's see if he can hit it from 5 yards back.
Why not? They might try a little bit different strategy here.
But what a weapon to have back, John, in your special teams.
It really is.
Not to mention that if you get in a deep field goal situation, you've now got an option of giving it a shot.
That's exactly right.
So the penalty will move it back to the 35. That's where Garrett Eason will tee it up. Good homecoming crowd here on the near side. A long drive for the folks across the way from Siloam Springs. We made that drive last year, and
well, it's a drive.
Boy, it is.
But it'll be pretty in a couple of weeks, but right now it's just
hey, good crowd tonight.
It is. A lot of maroon over here on the near side. Fans celebrating homecoming and celebrating a 14-0 Panther lead in the early going. Is that kick going to be fielded by Ogbe at the 6-yard line? He returns it to the 30-yard line. Good tackle on special teams by Panther senior Terry Jones at the 30-yard line, and that's where Siloam will have it 1st and 10.
Well, Dio and I were talking before pregame, and Dio felt like that the Panther defense was due for creating some turnovers tonight.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that yet, but I agree with him. I think that I think the Panther defense is due for some turnovers.
So 1st down and 10, Siloam Springs at their own 30-yard line. And we have a whistle and a stoppage of play, and Siloam is going to take a timeout before that 1st down snap could occur. Dio, a festive crowd tonight at homecoming. It's got to be a very happy sideline through the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, you know, I think the Benton players really kind of expected to take control of this game like they have. They've kind of had a more business-like attitude tonight. It's not, you know, it's not that kind of pumped-up hype. It's just we're here to take care of business and go to the dance with a pretty girl tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're thinking.
So dancing part of the theme, and Dio invokes it.
From the sideline. I like it. Where's Freddie? There's Freddie. He's at the other end zone. They've got Dio and Freddie separated tonight. They're afraid they're going to start the festivities early.
Freddie does have that maroon camera, though, in his hand. He was snapping pictures of you and your daughter right and left, wasn't he?
I don't know how big the hard drive on that thing is, but it's got to be close to full.
So it's 1st down and 10, Siloam Springs following the timeout. Pistol set. Ellis pressured, rolls away from the pressure. He's back inside his own 20-yard line and throws that one away as the Panther coverage outstanding and pressure outstanding.
And they threw a flag there The official on the near side, Jim, you can't see it. Now you see it.
Referee dropped it at the 16. They're going to call grounding against Landon Ellis.
I have to get Dio to tell us the exact rule in high school on grounding. Maybe you know it, Jim. I don't.
Well, it looks like Dio and Brad Harris are having a conversation down there on the sideline.
Brad consulting with Dio.
Well, there wasn't a receiver in the neighborhood.
Even close. Not even in the state.
Yeah.
Hey, Dio, are you getting a rules explanation, or are you dialing up blitzes down there?
Yeah, I was just getting a rule explanation, but I was just telling Harris to dial up a good blitz right here as well. Just watch this, guys. It's going to be awesome.
Penalty moves it back to the 11, 2nd and 29 as Ellis is pressured. Going to flip it out to Spencer Pippin, and boy, the coverage on Pippin, outstanding by Devin Griffin. Zach Parker out there as well as they tackle him at the 16. Another flag thrown back at the 6-yard line.
John, that was such a good defensive football play by Devin Griffin, keeping that edge. That was excellent defense.
Yeah, he set the edge. It went in for the tackle, and Zach Parker knocked his own player down. He came in like he was really upset at that the other Panther in the white jersey.
A holding against Siloam Springs will be declined by Benton, and that'll leave Siloam Springs with 3rd down and 25.
Well, this is not where you want to be if you're Siloam Springs. They really don't throw the ball that well. They like to dink and dunk a little bit in their throw game, but 3rd and long, 3rd and extra long is not a good down scenario for them.
Empty gun for Ellis. Panthers pinning their ears back. They're coming after him. Ellis lobs it up, and he is going to overthrow Tanner Broyles at the 40-yard line, and it'll be 4th down and 25, and Siloam will punt it away.
Well, Chris Wright and Kelby Caffrey and Devin Griffin. I'm getting confused here. I'm sorry. Too many V's. Kyvan Carroll and Chris Wright with a lot of pressure there on the quarterback. Terry, he released it just an instant quicker than he wanted to.
Yeah, he sure did, and that was great coverage by Devin Griffin out there too, man to man.
3rd punt of the game in this first quarter by Evers, and that one might have been partially blocked as it's going to land in row. Kelby Caffrey dangerously picks it up at midfield, and Kelby, with incredible guts, returns it to the 42-yard line. Look at Terry Jones shaking his head at Kelby Caffrey like, what are you doing? But a gutsy move pays off, and Benton will have it again in Siloam territory.
And there you see Rusty Davis is going to just visit with him for just a minute. Nobody got on to him.
You know,
no harm, no foul.
Yeah, no harm, no foul.
You know, my biggest disappointment of tonight is that you and Rusty didn't stay in your suits.
Well, we talked about it, but Rusty started running for the field house the second that we got to the float over there, and I just followed him.
1st down and 10, Benton at the Siloam 42-yard line as Morrow fakes to Wallace. Morrow looking, Morrow throwing, and Gavin Wells open in the seam, and something you never see, a ball hit Gavin Wells in the hand and him not come down with it.
Yeah, I think he was looking at all that green space in front of him, but you know what, that'll refocus him a little bit.
Well, it was a good ball. He should have caught that one, and had he caught it, that's a touchdown. Still be running.
That's a touchdown.
Grace might let him hear about that one. 2nd down and 10 is Morrow going to throw it out to Body. Body bats it up in the air to himself. And the Panthers showing a little butterfingers here on this drive. His Body able to pull it down, but it winds up being a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Well, it's not time to quit and go to the dance yet. We still got 3.5 quarters to play, and getting a little bit antsy out there. I think guys are seeing a lot of green in front of them, Jim, but Coach will get them settled down.
So 3rd down and 12. Benton going with 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Snap back to Morrow. He rolls to his right, sets, now ducks away from the pressure, now throws, and Gavin Wells, did he hold on to it?
Yep.
He did. He dropped it, caught it up against the side of his leg, somehow held on to it at the 34, and it'll be 4th down and 2.
Hey, that's an excellent catch by Gavin Wells. Absolutely, and a great job by Morrow, who the pocket broke down on him, and he was able to roll to his left and then find a check down receiver, make the pass.
Boy, that one fell down to Gavin's knee, and somehow he was able to pick it off of his body before it hit the turf. 4th down and 2, Benton at the Siloam 34. It's Morrow going to give to Zach Wallace running right, and Zach is going to have the first down over the 30, down inside the 25 to 24. Good blocking on the edge, John.
Yeah, and Gavin Wells made a key block right there. You go back and watch it. You see him come in, boom, right there, takes out 2 guys, and that's what really allows Zach to get to the outside. So kind of credit Gavin with an assist maybe there on the first down.
Good crack back by Gavin. Chase Chandler on the tackle for Siloam Springs. It's 1st down and 10, Benton at the Siloam 24-yard line. 3:35 to go in the first quarter. Benton leads 14-0 and threatening again as Morrow lobs one up for Michael Allison, and Allison can't get to it in the back of the end zone as he was being covered by Angel Noyola.
I was literally about to say, Terry, watch Allison on this play. You could just kind of feel it coming.
Well, you knew that sooner or later they were going to come back to him. And that was a good-looking ball by Morrow, right where you want that corner route to be. And unfortunately, we couldn't connect.
Noyola is a 5'4" corner. Allison a 6'2" receiver. They may come back to it again on 2nd down. No, Morrow's going to flip this one out to Gavin Wells. Gavin gets some blocks. Gavin makes a miss, and Gavin with a crease. Gavin in the end zone for a Benton touchdown.
Great little cutback there, John. He really runs well with his eyes when he gets an open field, and that was just a fantastic play by Gavin Wells.
Well, in the offensive line, Jensen White, Joshua George, Austin Jones, number 73, James Durling, Henry Hicks. Those guys are having a field day out there tonight, Jim.
It's Gavin Wells in the end zone tonight for the first time. That is his 4th touchdown receiving on the season, and Vargas now a perfect 3 for 3 on extra points. And with 3:22 to go in the first quarter, Benton leads it 21-0, and we go down to the sideline in Dio.
Well, it looks like they're going to try to get the ball in every offensive player's hands that's eligible to score a touchdown tonight. So far, we've seen Zach Wallace, Garrett Body, and now Gavin Wells in the end zone. I mean, John, if you wanted to strap on a uniform, they'd probably get you in the end zone tonight.
I guarantee you they could. And I'll tell you what, the kid, you know, we're seeing some great blocking by these receivers out there, Dio. That's something that is really preached. It's stressed. Coach Shaw is really telling these guys, look, we need blocking on the outside downfield. We saw Gavin Wells make a good block. That time, Jim, Braxton Slaughter, tremendous block there, and that allowed Gavin Wells to get that lane, and he's gone.
That's right. Terry, the horizontal game, how about Jason Gentry's offensive lineman? Downfield blocking.
Downfield. Yeah.
That time, Henry Hicks and Big James Durling, all 6'6", 325 pounds of him, down there at the end zone right behind Gavin Wells. As Garrett Eason going to kick off again, and Garrett very, very high and deep. Ogbay's going to field it at the 5-yard line, going to return it up the hash, the near side, and Ogbay hit at the 20 and dropped right there. The coverage outstanding for Benton.
Well, it was.
Man, it's such a game changer when you can back the other team up to the 20-yard line and really take 15 to 20 yards, Jim, than what we've had previously in our games.
You know, Brad Harris and I visit every Wednesday morning together, and one of the things Brad did this Wednesday is he had this grin on his face, and he said, we're getting Garrett Eason back. You could tell he was super excited to have that strength of that leg as Ellis drops back. He's going to roll to the right under pressure from Maxwell, and Ferguson throws downfield for Broyles and throws it out of bounds. John, you saw something.
Yeah,
right
they
there.
had a totally different look that time. Benton comes in with 4 down linemen. They had Kaufman and Wright in there along with Ferguson and Nethery. And a little bit different look from, Maxwell, Ferguson, Wright, and Kaufman. So more of a 4-3 look, Terry.
Yeah, I think that Bobby Wynn knows that he can wear these guys down and wear them down in the first half.
See that Four-man front again. They bring Burnham and Caffrey up on the line as well. And a marker and a false start against Siloam will back them up 5 yards. And I think that tight end set, you're going to see Benton try to overpopulate the line.
Yeah, I think so. I think what they're going to do is they're going to shift players once they see that set, very much like we saw in the Cabot game.
Right.
They overpopulated the line and then just wore them down physically up front.
We went from a 3 front to a 4 front to a 6 front. I like the different looks.
And it gives teams down the road a little more to prepare for. On 2nd down and 15 following the false start. Snap back to Ellis. He is going to give it off to Threlkill, and Threlkill runs into a wall at the 17-yard line.
Listen, he's used to running over people, and we saw it last week. But he's not going to run over Kevin Carroll.
No.
And that was a good collision. You watch it on the replay here. That's 2 big, strong guys going at it. I'm going to give the win on that one to number 5.
And Kevin was being blocked
by
by Spencer Pippin at the same time.
He's just a special player.
3rd down and 13 for Siloam Springs as the clock hits 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Benton leads it 21-0. As Ellis takes the snap, drops back, looks, he fires, pass complete to Gage Weaver, and Weaver going to be close to the first down. It depends on the spot, and I believe they're going to mark him, John, a bit short.
Yeah, but we're talking about, when you say a bit, Jim, we're talking about maybe a foot to a half of a yard. Depends on which official. One's about a yard off, one's about a foot off. We'll see who wins.
It's a good job, Dylan Burnham, getting back and stopping that play.
Yeah, so they're going to give them a full yard on this.
Yeah, mark it back at the 29, so we'll see what Siloam elects to do as they bring Chase Chandler, their middle linebacker, in. We see him in their heavy set. He's going to line up at fullback in a pistol look on 4th down and 1. Siloam going for it on their own 29. Give it to Threlkill.
Nope.
He is hit, and he's being marked short of the 30-yard line. Look at Bobby Wynn.
He lost yardage.
He's calling the defense off the field. The Benton defense is held.
Zach Parker and Kelby Caffrey looked like they were at the bottom of that pile. We'll watch it on the replay. That was just a C. Yeah, Caffrey's in there and Parker's in there low.
Caffrey turned him.
Yep.
And then somebody came in from below and got underneath him and disallowed him any forward movement.
How good is Kelby Caffrey right now?
Oh, man, he's playing lights out.
Yeah, he's a good ball player.
Whether it's in open space or in short yardage situations, Kelby.
Now watch the top right here.
Making a difference for the PDC. Benton has it 1st and 10 following the stop at the Siloam 29-yard line. As Wells motions out of the backfield. They fake to Wallace. Morrow throws a dart to the 12-yard line. Braxton Slaughter couldn't come up with it. With a diving attempt, it'll be 2nd and 10.
A little low and just a hair behind him.
Yeah, I like the play call, though. He was definitely going for the jugular. He had him open. I don't know if he had enough speed there to beat the safety to the end zone, but it certainly was going to be a first down.
2nd down and 10 Panthers as Wallace, the lone back in the backfield. Wells motions right to left. Now Morrow going to look and throws to Slaughter. Slaughter can't hold on to it at the 23, and it'll be 3rd down and 10 as Braden Murdoch will check in.
Well, I didn't really see where the ball placement was, but he got 2 hands on it. It just slipped through, John.
Yeah, and I think he was falling down as he was going up to catch the ball and losing his footing. He kind of lost focus on catching the ball, and you don't see that from Braxton.
3rd down and 10. Benton sends trip receivers to the left. Allison single receiver to the right. Is Benton going to run a reverse? Flip it to Gavin Wells. Gavin, little start and stop. And Gavin going to carry down to the 22-yard line before he's tackled by Norberg and Chandler. And Benton will have 4th down and 3.
If you watch Joshua George here, he's looking for somebody to block. And he finally picked somebody out of the crowd and blocked him all the way back over to their bench. Took him back over to the coach.
4th down and 3. Benton hurries to the line of scrimmage. Now Morrow looks to the sideline for the play. 1:30 to go in the first quarter. That has been dominated by Benton. 21-0. Panthers lead it. Wallace going to set to the right. of Colin Morrow. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Snap back, Morrow looks. Morrow throws, Michael Allison wide open, touchdown Panthers. Siloam bid on the play action, and Michael Allison scores easily.
Sure did, and that was a really great play. I like the matchup that they had down there to throw the deep ball.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, they gave him the old play action pass, and Allison was wide open.
You called it, Terry. You knew he would be a weapon this week.
Well, you know he's too much of a competitor, John. He's going to want to get his touches as well.
4-play, 29-yard drive following the 4th down stand by the Benton defense, and Vargas now a perfect 4 for 4 in this first quarter. And a lot of celebrating going on early here tonight. It's 28-0 Benton, still 1:19 to go in the first quarter, and we go down to Dio.
Yeah, guys, Justin Ray just confirmed. I think he thinks that he's playing the Xbox version of high school football, and he's going for the every receiver scores badge or something. Because I swear, he was dead set on making sure that a different receiver scored that touchdown than has scored one tonight. I think you're going to see every receiver on this team score. I think that's his goal.
Do you remember when Monday Night Football had the comedian from Saturday Night Live for like one season, Dennis, whatever his name?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that Dio.
Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller, yeah.
No, I'm way better than Dennis Miller. Dennis Miller got fired after 1 year for a reason.
Oh, it's great to have comedy on the team. I tell you what.
Well, I'm not trying to be funny, but think about it. He's been throwing specific routes all night. I mean, he's really opened up the playbook here, guys, and he's really trying to spread the ball around. I really wouldn't doubt if you see another 2 different guys score before the night's out.
Well, you've got 4 receivers set, and 3 of them have scored in this first quarter. Allison, Body, and Wells all with touchdowns. As Eason kicks off again, and Eason's kick drives Ogbe back to the 1-yard line. Ogbe returning it up the hash. Boy, hit hard, and the hit leveled by Benton's Preston Barker.
Wow.
And look at the Panther coverage. They are going to drop Agbe all the way back at the 11-yard line.
Listen, we always have that kid every year, Jim, that's a special team standout. And right there, Preston Barker came in and just laid a lick on the ball carrier. And that's good coverage there by the sophomore.
Terry Jones and Austin Drury finished off the tackle, but Terry, what a lick by Barker.
Yeah. He's going to get some high fives on the sidelines for that one.
So Siloam starts deep in their own end, 1st down and 10, and Threlkel going to be tackled in the backfield back at the 8-yard line, a loss of 3. And boy, the Benton speed, a big difference, John, in this first quarter.
Yeah, and they're starting to stun inside a little bit with some of those ends and then bring a guy around the edge and a little bit of a scrape, and that time they absolutely attacked the ball carrier from the back.
Well, that time we saw Jackson Hegwood really just kind of stare him to the ground. He didn't even hit him. Threlkel tackled himself.
And that time, Kelby Caffrey about 5 yards offsides.
And he knows it.
As the Panthers just over anxious, and you can't blame them really,
No.
Terry, the way this first quarter's gone.
Well, you can't. Caffrey just turned around and started shaking his head, looked at the coach and said, my bad.
And you never see that. Guys always say, what, me?
What,
Come
me?
on. That time, Kelby just, he patted himself on the chest and said, yep, that was on me.
Clock running with 20 seconds to go, and what has been a very fun first quarter that Benton leads 28-0. 2nd down and 8 for Siloam Springs as Ellis rolls to his right. He's going to throw, catch made by Tanner Broyles, and he steps out of bounds short of the 1st down marker at the 20-yard line. That'll leave Siloam with 3rd and 2.
Well, that's got to drive Coach Craig crazy.
Oh.
He had an easy 1st down and steps out of bounds a yard short.
I'm not sure that he wasn't looking at the down and dial a down marker as opposed to the 1st down marker on that.
So 3rd down for Siloam. They are going to give it off to Threlkel. He's hitting the backfield, breaks a couple of tackles. Threlkel's going to have the 1st down before Cameron Ross brings him down at the 27-yard line.
Boy, he's a tough running back now. You're not going to arm tackle that guy. You're going to have to get down and get on his legs, and he showed you right there that it's going to take more than one to get him down.
And that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. It was all Benton Panthers in that first quarter. Benton leads at 28-0 after one. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at
in the first quarter, so that means 70-0 now.
On first down, Ellis going to roll out and throw, and his pass high, but pulling it down for Siloam along their sideline was Gage Weaver at the 35-yard line. A gain of 9, it'll be 2nd and 1.
You know, going back to that stat, John, you say it almost every week about starting fast.
Yeah.
Man, that's one of the big things to this Panther season is they have the ability to start fast.
So 2nd down and 1 for Siloam Springs at the 35. Ellis going to throw again, throws for Pippin, and the pass a little beyond his reach, incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 1. Guys, Siloam came in tonight averaging 220 a game on the ground, just 12 yards rushing in that first quarter.
Well, that defensive front is just tough to run against, and they're having their way with that offensive line.
See Justin Walker, the sophomore, in there on the line this series. Trey Maxwell, Chris Wright as well. On 3rd down and 1, Siloam Springs has it at their own 35. They're going to give it to Threlkill. He's got the first down, makes a man miss, and Threlkill into the Benton secondary, going to carry all the way down to the Benton 39 before Terry Jones makes the tackle.
Boy, he had more rushing yards that time than the whole team had in the first quarter.
The Panthers substitute a fresh defensive line here on 1st down and 10. The throw to Gage Weaver, and Weaver makes the catch, cuts back toward the hash marks, going to be ridden out of bounds at the Siloam 22-yard line, and Siloam with their best drive of the night to the Benton 22.
Yeah, they're going with a little tempo here, John.
Yeah, and it's working. They're executing very well.
The Panthers again substitute Gavin Davis in for Kyvan Carroll at middle linebacker. Ellis rolls out to the right, throws. Spencer Pippin makes the catch. He is tackled. The ball popped free and fell out of bounds, and Kelby Caffrey with the tackle. They're going to mark it down at the 14, and it'll be 2nd down and 2 for Siloam.
Boy, Kelby Caffrey laid a lick that time along the sidelines and knocked that ball loose.
2nd down for Siloam as they have moved their left tackle, Corbin Collins, to center. Ellis drops back. Ellis going to throw to the far corner of the end zone, and he's going to overthrow Tate Kreiner in the back of the end zone, and it'll be 3rd down and 2, Siloam.
Well, I can't see the numbers on those anthracite jerseys. Was that Caffrey?
Yeah, it was number 17, Caffrey.
Oh,
that's
17.
Jones.
That's Jones.
I'm sorry, Jones
was covering 2 receivers on that route, and managed to keep them both covered.
So 3rd down, Siloam Springs, just inside the Benton 15-yard line. 2 receivers to each side of the formation as Siloam moves left to right in this second quarter. And Threlkill gets the carry, and he is going to be tackled at the 14-yard line.
Short.
That's going to be short, and it'll be 4th down and 1. And Siloam going to send in their heavy package.
And here comes our heavy package, too. You see Trey Maxwell coming out there on the field.
They're going to have a lot of beef up front.
So they bring Chase Chandler, their middle linebacker, Colby Felser, their defensive end, out on offense. Spencer Pippin going to line up as the H-back. Pistol look. As a snap, it was movement up front. Siloam going to be penalized 5 yards for false start, and that'll now make it 4th down and 7.
Yeah, what was somewhat makeable now becomes extremely difficult.
Benton with the whole defensive line out there from left to right. You've got Maxwell, Nethery, Kaufman, Wright, Ferguson,
Justin Walker.
and Justin Walker on the end.
They stay with that look. Is Ellis going to roll out? Ellis has Pippen open. Ellis lobs it up. Pippen able to come down with it. As Caffrey made a leaping attempt to bat it away, and the catch made by Pippen. They do get the first down to the Benton 11.
Well, that's a great play call. I felt it when they went back to the same formation. I felt that was coming, and Terry Jones made a great break on the ball, almost got to it. Had he caught it, he would still be running.
Yep.
But good play by Siloam.
Missed it by a fingernail.
Missed
Literally.
it by that much.
So Siloam will have it first down and 10 at the Benton 11-yard line. And we go down to a little sideline analysis from Dio.
Well, I really like that play call by Coach Wynn right there. Him and Dorsey are down here beating their chests, hollering gorilla. So that's the name of that defense right there, where they've got, it seems like 11 defensive linemen playing out there. But it probably would have worked had it been 4th and 2. I think they'd got the stop. But like you said, just a really good play call, a little misdirection there. And then Kelby Caffrey just couldn't come up with it. But, hey, defense has got to bow their backs right here to keep this shutout intact.
Panthers did not give up a point last week in the rain at Russellville. And we saw a lot of pride in that fourth quarter as they made a 4th down stop in the red zone. See if they can do it here as Siloam has it 1st and 10 at the 11. Ellis to throw. Ellis's pass intended by Broyles is incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Devin Griffin with the coverage there and was covered up.
Yeah, it's a good job of him coming over the top, too, and knocking the ball away. Devin's been playing a really good ball game tonight. He's been really covering up their receivers when he's been one-on-one.
Devin, the president of the no-fly zone. Back there, the Panthers secondary. It's 2nd down and 10 for Siloam at the Benton 11. Ellis, straight drop back, sets up the screen, gets it to Threlkill. Threlkill makes a couple of Benton Panthers miss, cuts it back to the center of the field for a Siloam Springs touchdown with 10-12 to go in the 2nd quarter. Siloam on the board for the first time. It's 28-6, and we've got a Panther down at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like somebody got rolled up.
Well, there was a collision. 2 Panthers ran into each other, and
Chris Wright and Cameron Ross. Chris Wright has battled through some illness this week to get out there on the field tonight. He's being checked by T.J. White and Brad Harris.
Well, he's having a good season this year.
Yeah. Well,
that's good to see him getting up.
He's going to walk off the field under his own power. Panther junior noseman came in with 12 tackles, 1 sack on the season. So Siloam scores a 15-play, 89-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Appreciate Tony Linehan of the Saline Cougar crunching the numbers for us tonight. As Pippen will hold Harrison Loesch on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. Siloam Springs has cut the Benton lead to 28-7 with 10 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Dio, a little scary to see Chris Wright down, but he came off the field under his own power.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him get up. I mean, that's what happens when you run into Cameron Ross, even if he's on your team. That was a pretty good collision down here. You know, we've talked about this before, but anytime you've got a defense as aggressive as Benton's, one of the best weapons in your arsenal is a well-executed screen, and we just saw it work right there to perfection. Get most of those defensive linemen upfield, and they're out of the play. They can't make that tackle there. So good play call by Siloam Springs, but now it's time to see if Siloam Springs can stop our offense, and I just don't think they can.
Hadn't been able to thus far, and Benton going to receive the kickoff, leading 28-7. 10-12 to go in this first half. Want to remind you that our Farmers Bank and Trust halftime show tonight, John Penn will be interviewing the head coach of Benton Panther baseball, Mark Ballesteri, he's got to be excited about the construction going on right behind the press box here. I'm sure, John, y'all will talk about
absolutely
the new baseball stadium that is going to be outstanding, as Loja's kickoff is going to be fielded by Garrett Body. Body returns it over the 25 to the 30-yard line before Siloam Springs converges to tackle him, and we get to see that Benton offense again. Terry, it's been so potent here thus far tonight.
Well, when we talked preseason to Coach Ray, you know, he had a big smile on his face because I think he knew how many weapons he has, John.
Absolutely.
And, you know, that you really can't load up and try to stop one because he's just got a whole bag full.
See Tristan Redd in there at left guard. I know Dio and Coach Harris talked about one of the tough memories of that game at Siloam last year was the injury to Tristan Redd. So good to see him out there playing so well on the offensive line this year, and Benton runs behind him with Zach Wallace on first down. Zach picks up 3 to the 32. It'll be 2nd and 7.
You know, that game when George was out and Tristan had to come in and play center, you know, that's one of the best jobs of somebody stepping up into a big role in a big game that I've seen in a long time.
2nd down and 7. As Joshua George will snap it back to Colin Morrow. Morrow fakes to Wallace, throws to Gavin Wells, and Gavin breaks 2 tackles. Boy, Gavin, our little spark plug, gets it to the 48 and a gain of 16 and a Benton first down.
He's got to be the slipperiest player I've ever seen. It's inexplicable. It's like nobody can touch him. I mean, how good is this guy at freeze tag? You know what I'm saying?
And you remember last year at Siloam, he was 11 of 14 as a
quarterback.
So snap back to Morrow. Colin going to run away from the pressure and can't do it as Matt Avery was giving pursuit. Thad Wright going to tackle Colin for a loss of 4 back to the 44, and Benton will face a 2nd and 14.
Well, it looked like something was a little off there, and it also looks like Morrow's a little limping coming off the field, and so hopefully he'll be fine.
TJ White immediately going to check on Colin as Colin limps to the Panther sideline, and Garrett Brown checks in. Garrett 2 for 2 last week passing. Oh, a snap way over Garrett Brown's head. He has to go back to the 20-yard line, fall on it. Ball still loose, a scramble. And Siloam is going to have it, John, at the Benton 16-yard line as that snap just got over Garrett Brown's head.
Yeah, it was snapped well over his head. And
well, he needed to be about 7 foot tall in order to catch that snap. And, you know, unfortunately, you get into situations like this, John, when you have an injury that you're not expecting, and somebody's got to run out on the field, and then just the timing gets off.
It sure does.
And then a play like this happens.
Colby Felser recovered the fumble for Siloam Springs, and now all of a sudden what was a very, very comfortable first quarter, not quite as comfortable as Siloam has cut the Benton lead to 28-7, and Siloam has it following the Benton turnover at the Benton 16-yard line. 8:17 to go in the first half as Ellis gives to Threlkill. Nice spin move in the hole by Threlkill, and he's going to run down to the 11-yard line, a pickup of 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
Well, that's why that guy's an all-state running back right there. That play was shut down, and he gave the old circle button, and he was into the second level in about 3 steps. That's a really good run by the Siloam running back.
David Landers checks in.
Threlkill has carried 72 times in the last 2 Siloam games, 36 times in each of the 2 ball games. Is Ellis going to drop back, fake a screen to Threlkill, throw back to Gage Weaver, and Weaver is going to take it inside the 10-yard line down to the 9, and it will be 3rd down and 3 for Siloam.
Yeah, and Burnham and Landers on the tackle there. Landers comes in and does a good job cleaning that up.
3rd down 3.
Landers, a 5'11", 190-pound junior with his 3rd tackle on the season. 3rd down and 3 for Siloam Springs. As Threlkill Fake, boy, what a fake by Landon Ellis. Thought Threlkill had it, Ellis pulled it, and Ellis races to the end zone for a touchdown.
Hey, there's not much you can do about that on defense. That is just an excellent play by the Siloam Springs quarterback. Landon Ellis really made a great read right there, left himself wide open for a run to the corner.
Dylan Ferguson was going to blow that play up in the backfield. Ellis pulled it, and Ellis scores from 9 yards. It was 7:17 to go. It's now 28-13. As Loesch on for the extra point. Pippin to hold. And the snap is down, hold is down, and the kick is good. And the lead been cut in half now. It's 28-14. Benton and Dio, Siloam Springs showing some fight here in this second quarter.
Well, yeah, and we're giving them the ability to do that. And this may be a little bit due to the mood on the sideline. It's honestly, I feel like once we got up to 28-0, there was a little bit of a relaxing that happened over here on the sideline, and you can't relax. It's too early in the game. I mean, if it's the fourth quarter and you're up 28-0, might be a different story, but we need to get our heads back in the game and have a good drive right here.
See Justin Ray and TJ White checking on Colin Morrow. Anything you've heard down there, Dio, on Colin?
No, it sounds like twisted his ankle and his knee on his previously injured leg. I think it's just a little tender, but I don't think it's anything real serious.
Yeah, I just talked with his mom, and she's sitting up here close to the press box, and she was smiling. She said, "Oh, no, he's okay, he's okay. He's twisted his ankle a little bit. We'll see." So when Mama's smiling, guys, that's a good sign.
As Loesch's kickoff going to be fielded by Cade Clark at the 3-yard line. Cade ran one back against Siloam last year and not able to do all the way this time. 31-yard return, though, by Cade Clark, and Benton will have it 1st and 10 at the 34. What a night for Mickey and Jeff tonight.
Yeah,
Not only do they have a starting quarterback, they had a homecoming maid, John.
Yeah, the twins, the dynamic duo, and or the Wonder Twins, I think is what some of the kids have referred to them. Two great kids. They excel at everything. Great athletes, great students, great people.
Garrett Brown is your Benton quarterback. And he takes the snap from Joshua George, gives it off to Zach Wallace, and Zach is going to pick up 11 yards and a first down to the 44.
Well, he's a hard runner. That time he had a lane to run in, John, and once he gets that second level now, he's hard to bring down, and he's good for 8 yards a carry for the season right now.
It's incredible, his numbers.
Came in averaging 8.6 per carry, and that time Zach hit in the backfield, going to lose a yard back to the 43. It'll be 2nd and 11.
That's what we were talking about in the pregame. You know, Siloam, they really want to try to shut Zach Wallace down. They know if they can stop him, it gives them a chance at being able to contain this offense. But we got a lot of other weapons. We just need to use them here.
Braxton Slaughter, the H-back, fake to Zach Wallace. Garrett Brown throws a strike to Michael Allison, and Allison going to have it down inside the Siloam 30 to the 29-yard line. Garrett Brown threw a fastball, John, and Michael Allison on the receiving end.
I'm going to tell you, that ball was hot coming off his hand right there. I mean, that thing was tight, spiral, and hit Allison right in the chest. Good job with the extra yards there by Allison.
28 yards on the reception. First down, Benton at the Siloam 29-yard line. And they go back to the ground, and Zach Wallace. Zach running free at the 20, at the 10, at the goal line. Touchdown! Zach Wallace is second of the night, and Zach goes to the homecoming queen to celebrate, John.
Yeah, that might possibly have been scripted, Jim, between two old friends.
Man, how perfect is that? As Zach Wallace takes it to the end zone, takes it to Abby Penn, the homecoming queen. So we see it on the replay. What a sweet moment.
You will see that highlight for a while.
Well, he got to do the. She chose him to do the road at the ceremonies this morning, and those two have been very close for a long time, and I tell you, Zach's just a great kid.
Now, I wish Freddie was our sideline guy for this one moment, because Freddie is right down there in front of all that. Dio, you're on the wrong end of the field right now.
Man, they put Garrett Brown in, and he threw that dart on 3rd down and moved the ball down the field so quick I didn't have time to get down there. I mean, hey, you know, that's a nice thing when you've got a sophomore quarterback that can come in and not have any drop-off in quarterback play from a senior down to a sophomore. I mean, that's nice to know that you've got that in your back pocket as we move forward after this year. So great job by Garrett.
Well, at breakfast this morning, we were talking with the coaching staff, and Garrett had a great game Monday night in the JV game. The Panthers were tied up with less than a minute left, and he took them down the field and scored the go-ahead touchdown with 12 seconds.
4-play, 67-yard touchdown drive in just 1 minute and 5 seconds. And after Siloam had cut the Benton lead in half, Benton responds with a touchdown drive as Eason's kickoff fielded by Ogbe at the 4-yard line. He's going to return it up the numbers to the 23, breaks a tackle, going to be finally dropped at the 25-yard line, and that's where Siloam will have it with 5:57 to go in the first half.
Well, I want to tell you guys, if you want a clinic on how to play kickoff coverage, number 84 right there for the Panthers, that's just a fantastic job, and that's Tristan Hawkins. He fought off a block. He read it. He knew he was going to cut to the outside. That's just a great job by number 84.
And speaking of Tristan, you talk about the night Garrett Brown had Monday night. Tristan Hawkins was his big play receiver in that JV win on Monday night over Lakeside. Sophomore wide receiver showing up big on special teams. It's 1st and 10, Siloam Springs from the 24. Ellis going to throw, and he throws it wide of Spencer Pippin, incomplete, 2nd down.
Man, I'm just going to tell you, I was isolated that time on Devin Griffin. The play was on the other side of the field, but, man, he is just really doing a good job at covering that receiver up. They've got him on an island by himself down there, and he is really, really playing some good football right now.
2nd down and 10 for Siloam Springs. They have it at their own 24-yard line. 5:54 to go in the second quarter. Benton leads it 35-14. As Siloam Springs will come out in the pistol, tied into the right. Ellis drops back. Ellis going to throw, and Ellis throws wide of his tight end Jordan Stewart, incomplete. Bryce Gallagher in coverage for Benton.
Yeah, Gallagher's played some good football too lately, and that was certainly great coverage by Gallagher going across the middle.
Yeah, we got a hold there, and I think Gavin Davis thought that was on. He got him. What in the world?
The Panthers are going to accept the penalty, John. That'll move Siloam back to the 14-yard line and make it 2nd down and 20.
It's just a bad place for them, John.
Yeah, maybe we kind of got the momentum back from them. They were, tell you what, they came roaring back there.
Oh, mercy. They're marking that penalty from the
spot.
14. Yeah, the flag was. So it's going to move it all the way back to the 7-yard line. That is a disastrous penalty for Siloam Springs. That's going to make it 2nd down and 24 from their own 7-yard line.
16-yard penalty.
Like those. Threll Kell going to line up to the right of quarterback Landon Ellis. 2 receivers to each side. Ellis drops back into his own end zone, throws through before Kreiner came out of the break. When Kreiner broke, the ball was there. He couldn't pull it down, and it'll be 3rd down and 24.
Well, he threw before the receiver was open because he had to. I mean, he was getting a lot of pressure up front. Kyrie Watkins that time getting out there.
Trey Maxwell.
It was Trey Maxwell. It was a 9 instead of 7. I'm telling you, these
it's hard to see those numbers.
3rd down, and the low snap to Ellis again drops back into his own end zone. Throws high for Tanner Broyles, and the Panthers had Broyles surrounded in triple coverage, incomplete, and Siloam will punt it away.
Well, we got close that time to getting an offsides penalty, but he got back before the actual snap.
Good to see Chris Wright back out on the field. You know, we talk about guys, Robert Langford, number 72, and, you know, his situation. And that was a huge loss for us because Langford is just was tremendous tremendous nose tackle, and talked with him this morning, and seems to have a good spirit about things and going to be able to make a full recovery. And
snap back to Colin Evers, who punts. That ball going to hit at the 40 and roll. This time Kelby Caffrey gets away from it and lets it roll. It's going to roll into Benton territory and be down at the 42-yard line. John, yeah, we mentioned Robert Langford and his family last week. Okay. Not only the injury, but lost a grandma too last week. Been tough year, but boy, we do miss Robert on that defensive line.
Yeah, and so we've got Caleb Kaufman out there, but that's one of those positions. In a three front, the nose tackle is going to get double teamed a lot. He's going to get beat up a lot. It's not a position that one guy can play. You've got to have a rotation in there, and so we need to get a third guy ready to play in case we get dinged up at that position.
Garrett Brown remains your Benton quarterback on first down from the Benton 42. The give to Zach Wallace, and Zach's over midfield. Zach runs over the free safety. Zach runs to the 20. Will he and the Queens celebrate again? The Queens waiting on him. Oh, Zach didn't go all the way. Come on, Zach.
They must have said
one and done.
One and done.
So touchdown, Zach Wallace, 58 yards. What a first half Zach Wallace has had. 3 touchdowns for Zach, an 80-yard run and a 58-yard run now this time.
Is this
Terry?
the Marcus?
It could be a little bit of a situation where the referee walked
Yeah,
past
said,
him and
okay,
said, I'll let you get that first one by, but the next time that's going to be a celebration penalty.
Murdoch holds, Vargas kicks, and it is good, and it's 42-14 Benton with 5:16 to go in the first half. He never would have got the first one in the NFL, John.
No, but I'll tell you what, good job again by those front five on that offensive line. They're having a field day today. And I'll tell you, I talked to Joshua George this morning, and Josh Dole and Durling, a couple of those guys, and they said, look, the whole culture of this offensive line has changed in the last 3 years. They said, as sophomores, you come in and it was, look, just get in their way, try to disrupt the defensive line and give our quarterback time to at least sprint out.
Right.
They said last year, as a junior, and this was Josh George telling the story, he said it was like, look, we got to get 3 yards. This year, if they don't get, if the runner can't get 5 yards before he gets touched, they look at it as they've completely failed. So it's a complete change in the culture, Jim, for offensive line play here at Benton.
And Dio, you go with your second team quarterback after Colin Morrow gimps off the field, and you get 2 touchdowns on 2 straight possessions.
Well, I mean, a little spark of life right there. I mean, I don't know that the offense was necessarily flagging, but impressed with Garrett Brown. Way to recover. Now, that bad snap wasn't his fault. It was way over his head. But, something like that happens to you when you come out there for the first time, and that can be a little bit unnerving. But able to just shake that off like water off a duck's back and get back in there and make some things happen with the offense.
Zach Wallace ran for 207 yards in the first half last year at Siloam, 190 in the first half here tonight against Siloam. As Alan Vargas going to kick off, and he kicks that one out of bounds. It might be kind of to borrow a Mark Ballesteri term here. It might have had to go to the bullpen because Garrett Eason's leg is sore. All the kickoffs he's had in this first half.
Yeah, coming back from an injury, no doubt.
So Siloam will have it at their own 35-yard line following the kick out of bounds. 5:16 to go in the first half, and Benton leads it 42-14. Mark Ballesteri will be John's halftime guest on the Farmers Bank and Trust halftime show tonight.
They're going to talk probably about building this baseball stadium, but I hope I hear a little bit about building some duck blinds.
Yeah, it's getting close with this cool weather.
It sure is.
Feels like fall.
First down for Siloam Springs, and they give it to Threlkill, and Threlkill with nice running room. Cameron Ross, the Panther free safety, makes the stop at the 43. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Yeah, it was a good patient defensive play there, Terry, by Cameron Ross.
Well, it really is, and he's having a big season. So far, he's got 37 tackles so far this season. Leads the team in tackles. He and Kyvan Carroll are tied for the lead. But that's a lot from your free safety, and normally when your free safety is that high, it's a problem. but that just shows the aggressiveness that he has at the line of scrimmage and being able to get down to that second level and act like a linebacker.
Panthers penalized 15 yards for a dead ball. Personal foul at the end of the play, going to move the football into Benton territory at the 42-yard line, where Siloam has it 1st and 10 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Tight end will be to the left, trip receivers to the right, fake to thrill kill. Ellis keeps, and Ellis with nowhere to run. Zach Parker with a good tackle at the 41.
You guys know that I'm a numbers guy, and numbers can tell you a lot. And one of the things that the second quarter numbers say to me is that a lot of our success in the first quarter leads to a little lack of mental discipline in the second quarter. We have outscored our opponents 48-45 coming into this game. So it's been an even second quarter throughout the season.
It's been a 14-14 quarter here tonight as Thrill Kill is driven to the turf at the 39-yard line, John.
Yeah, Dylan Ferguson came in that time, and that was, wow, he just wrestled him to the ground with some viciousness there. Sets up a pretty long 3rd down here for Siloam. You got to think, being in Benton Panther territory, this will be 4 down situation for them.
Boy, Dylan having a great senior year at that defensive end position.
Sure
leads the team in quarterback hurries and was tied in tackles for loss coming in tonight. As Ellis throws, Ellis completes it to Gage Weaver, and that is going to be a 1st down for Siloam to the Benton 28. Cade Clark going to push him out of bounds right there.
Well, another good play by Siloam Springs, and the Panther defense is starting to get backed up a little bit. They certainly don't want to give up a score before the half, and they want to get that ball back, John.
They do.
Because we're getting really close to getting the mercy rule in the first half.
Justin Walker, the sophomore defensive end, checks in for Ferguson. There's a hard count. Ellis going to pump fake, now throw. Ellis has Spencer Pippin at the 17-yard line, and it'll be another Siloam Springs 1st down.
Well, that was a good play by the defense that time, John, but that was just a better play by Ellis, the quarterback for Siloam Springs. He didn't really have a receiver open, but he had a good check down open, and
he sure did.
He went to him and got the 1st down.
1st down. Siloam is in the red zone at the Benton 17-yard line. Again, single backfield as Ellis fakes, given to Thrill Kill. The tight end falls on the football. That is Jordan Stewart recovering it back at the 24-yard line.
Well, that ball fell right at a very opportune time for Siloam Springs, and the Panther defense almost came away with a good shutdown.
And right there, Kaufman had to check out because his helmet came off. So we're talking about, Jim, who will be that 3rd guy at the nose tackle position. Immediately, without hesitation, they send in Ty Nethery, pound for pound, the strongest guy on the team. And I like that move. I think it's a good position for Ty to switch in and out of.
Maxwell, Nethery, and Walker are your front 3 on this 2nd down and 17 snap for Siloam Springs. Ellis drops back. Ellis pressured. Ellis throws.
Oh, no.
That ball almost picked off, and that would have been a pick 6. As unable to come up with it, Cameron Ross.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. My eyes were as big as saucers that time, just like Cameron Ross's.
His were as big as plates.
That was a great break on the ball.
Well, how about this? Three tall, 6'4" defensive ends on that front 3 for Benton right now. You got Nethery, you got Walker, and you got Ferguson. It's hard to tell who's who.
3rd down and 17 for Siloam Springs. There's a whistle before the snap, and we've got a delay of game. That'll back Siloam up 5 more with 1:42 to go in the first half.
How about the commitment to the pass rush here by our defensive coordinator? He's got 3 pass rushers in there, and now he's gonna check some D linemen back in there, some bigger bodies, but we had 3 pass rushers in there. I like the aggression.
I do too, and I also liked Nethery up there at that nose tackle. He was doing a good job of pushing the center of that line backwards.
Ellis going to go from an empty gun on
moved.
3rd down, and John is correct. As they move, it is going to be 3rd down and 32 following the penalty.
Right there, Yandell was stemming, and he was showing, hey, I'm coming, and he stepped up. The guard got a little anxious. He stepped back, and so credit Yandell with a 5-yard, not a tackle for loss, but yards for loss.
Siloam Springs had moved to the Benton 17. They're all the way back now at the Benton 39. Following lost yardage and penalties, Ellis drops back. Ellis throws. Ellis has Pippin, but Ross separates him from the football at the 22.
Perfect timing, Terry.
Yeah, it sure was. Nice pass breakup. Good solid hit by Cameron Ross over the middle.
Salt Bowl 4th down here for Siloam. I can't help it.
4th down in a cab ride, Tim Terry would call it. And Siloam is going to punt it away as Colin Evers stands at midfield to receive the snap. Kelby Caffrey back deep to return for Benton as the punt very, very high. Caffrey going to field it at the 13 on the run, and Kelby going to return it to the 30-yard line before he is tackled by Jackson Norberg of Siloam Springs. So 1:24 to go, and you've got the football leading by 28 and a chance to go up 35 at half, Terry.
Well, let's see if that sophomore quarterback can come in and catch a little Monday magic and get us down to speed that clock up in the second quarter or second half.
Well, I wonder if Siloam will really bunch everybody back and into that proverbial box here.
Garrett Brown is your Benton quarterback, and he will send 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Slaughter, Body, and Wells. Allison comes to the near side. Brown looks to the wide side, throws. Braxton Slaughter makes a good catch at the 37-yard line, and here comes that up-tempo Benton 2-minute offense. 2nd down and 4 Benton at the 37-yard line as Brown takes the snap. Going to roll to the near side and throw. Michael Allison on the comeback route. Makes the catch, gets out of bounds to stop the clock. It's 1st down, John, at the 42.
Yeah, that's a senior play right there. He knew exactly what he needed to do, so he got his momentum going toward the sideline and didn't try to get greedy, just get out of bounds.
Panthers up to the line of scrimmage. Brown takes the snap. He fakes to DeAnthony Harper. Now Brown going to throw deep. He's got Garrett Body open. Garrett Body with the catch at the 20-yard line down to the Siloam 18.
Boy, that's a nice ball. He got it. Garrett got under it. He had to wait on it a little bit, but he was able to position his body well and then protect the football.
Well, he launched it, and that's a good throw there by Garrett.
Benton already in the red zone at the Siloam 18. Brown stands strong in the pocket, throws, catch, Slaughter, touchdown! 4th receiver to catch a touchdown pass in the first half.
That was a long, beautiful over-the-shoulder, sort of a fade, but too long. Wow, what a throw by Brown, and a great over-the-head catch by Slaughter.
I want to tell you this, that was a great catch by Slaughter, but that was a beautiful pass.
That was Cason Merton's touch. That was his favorite throw.
That's exactly right.
It's the corner of the end zone.
4 plays, 70 yards. The sophomore leads Benton down the field as Murdoch snap behind him. He can't get it down in time for Vargas, and Siloam Springs is going to foil the extra point, that leaves it at 34 points. 48 to 14.
All right, somebody's betting on this game. I don't know where the guy from Goodfellas is. Dio. maybe this is a moment for you.
Look here, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying down here? I'm just telling you right now. I thought that was a fair play. I mean, it's a bobble the ball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't do nothing about it. Bada bing, bada boom, guys.
Well, I don't really know what to do with that, Jim.
I don't either. I know Garrett Brown knows what to do with a 2-minute offense.
Wow.
38 seconds down the field.
Wow.
70 yards.
Yeah.
It's a game changer, guys, when you have 2 great quarterbacks on your team. And Brown's a sophomore. He doesn't play like it. I tell you, he reminds me a lot of when Morrow was a sophomore. Morrow came in relief at times and played great. I remember hit one game, Jimmy was, 15 out of 15?
15 out of 16 against Greenbrier.
Yeah, I mean, and you're like, how does a sophomore play like this? But when you got somebody in front of you, the pressure's off, you're not competing for the job, you can spend the time in the film room, I think it makes a big difference. And I really like having two solid starter-ready QBs on this team.
As Alan Vargas will kick off for the Panthers, leading 48-14 with 46 seconds to go in the first half. Vargas puts his left foot into it, kicks it to Agbe at the 10-yard line. Agbe with a seam, and he's up the Siloam sideline, going to finally be pushed out of bounds over midfield at the Benton 49-yard line with 38.8 to go.
Well, let's see what the Panther defense dials up right here. With 2 timeouts, it's possible to get the ball back.
Terry's wanting to go home early.
I don't really know what's going on here.
First down and 10, Siloam at the Benton 49-yard line. And now we've got a stoppage of play. Referee pauses momentarily. Now going to start the snap clock, and Siloam will snap it back to Landon Ellis. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Ellis just going to give it off to Threlkill on the carry. And Threlkill going to be tackled at the 43-yard line. The Panther defense doing a good job that time. Colin Yandel among the Panthers in on that tackle.
Threlkill's impressive. And I'm going to tell you, this Siloam Springs, Jim, I think they're a much improved team over what we saw last year. This is a team, they're going to win some more games this year, no doubt about it.
Second down and 4 following the 6-yard gain as Ellis throws downfield. Ball behind Weaver. He stops, makes the catch. Terry Jones got a little discombobulated there as Weaver came back to make the catch, and Weaver going to take it all the way down to the 16-yard line, and it'll be a Siloam first down in the red zone.
Hey, guys, that was a great throw by Ellis. Back shoulder throw, and receiver did a really good job at bringing that in. A little halftime score, Bryant up 31-14 over Catholic.
Way to go, Hornets. First down, Siloam at the Benton 16-yard line as Ellis drops back. Now going to roll off to his right and throw, and that ball intercepted by Devin Griffin.
Yeah, he got it.
Devin pulls it off the turf, and they're going to say Devin came up with that football. Interception, Devin Griffin, his second of the season, and it'll be Benton ball with 17.9 to go.
Yeah, so y'all doubted whether or not we could get the football back, didn't you?
Yeah, we got the slow motion replay close in from Matt Johnson and company on the Fidelity Local 6 replay, and that was a clean pick by the Benton defender there. Good call by the official. He was right on top of it, and you knew if Siloam kept throwing the ball, it was a matter of time until Benton got a pick.
Devin Griffin gets that pick, his second of the season. And Benton has it at the 9-yard line. Brown going to set up a screen for Michael Allison, and Allison with good balance as he was hit, put his hand in the turf to regain his balance and takes it for a first down to the 20. With 10.6 seconds, Brown hurries his offense to the line. Clock running after they set the chains. First down, a swing pass out to DeAnthony Harper, and DeAnthony going to be taken down at the 25-yard line as the first half has concluded. It was a thrilling first half, and as the teams go to the locker room, the score is Benton 48, Siloam Springs 14. We will take a break, and then John Penn will have our halftime guest, Benton Panther head baseball coach and golf coach, Mark Ballesteri. They may talk a little duck hunting, talk a little golf, talk a little baseball here on the Farmers Bank and Trust halftime show. We'll be back for that interview on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
ACDI is Benton proud. We have a long history of community involvement and activism in Benton and the Saline County area. It's why we're excited to be relocating our business here and building our new headquarters in the downtown area. We're proud to sponsor the Benton Touchdown Club. Go Panthers!
Hi, my name is Kim Hammer. You may recognize me best either as State Representative for District 28, Chaplain for Saline Memorial Hospice, or Pastor for Saline Missionary Baptist Church. I've been serving you as State Representative for District 28 for the last 8 years, and at this time in my life, I'd like to go on to serve you as State Senator for District 33. I commit to take with me to the Senate the core values that have defined me, that being family values, community involvement, integrity, honesty, and transparency. My energies will be put into developing stronger schools, family, businesses, charities, while representing your district, and I'd appreciate your vote for Kim Hammer for State Senate.
Hey Panther fans, looking for a local dentist that cares? Look no further than Bethel Smiles. Benton native and Panther alum Dr. Justin Bethel and his staff are pleased to be back serving the community where it all began. Bethel Smiles is a full-service dental office, treating all ages and proudly offers the lowest cost braces in town. We realize at Bethel Smiles that your time and your teeth are precious, so most procedures can be performed the same day. So save time, save teeth, support local business, and schedule with Bethel Smiles today. Call to schedule your appointment at 501-778-4746. Bethel Smiles is a proud supporter of Benton Athletics.
Saline County is one of the fastest growing areas in the entire country. The state's best schools, thriving businesses, family-friendly communities, and the great outdoors combine to make our home both exceptional and uniquely local. At Saline Health System, we deliver care that's as extraordinary as our home. With the most advanced technology and a team of doctors and nurses who know you by name, we're here to provide the care you deserve. Because around here, local is always extraordinary. Saline Health System.
All right, welcome back to Benton Panther Stadium. It's halftime as the Benton Pep Steppers perform their routine at midfield, and we're here with our good friend Mark Palasteri, who's not a stranger to football at Benton or the halftime show. Coach, welcome in.
Thank you for having me.
We were up 48-14 on Siloam Springs, 1 point away from having the proverbial sportsmanship rule at half. We were accusing Dio of some sort of arrangement here on that PAT. What do you think? It's a little suspicious, don't you think?
It is kind of fishy.
So anyway, great game so far. It's homecoming week, and I know you've got a lot of memories from high school, at homecomings at Bryan, and then as a coach here. And homecoming's just a special night for everybody, but particularly for the kids.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And it's a big special night for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, well, I tell you, it's been exciting all day, but I'm almost wore out, let me tell you.
Oh, I bet you are.
Now, you've been here for more homecomings. I guess you're the longest running tenured coach left at Benton. Am I correct in that? Not necessarily the oldest or any, but you've been here longer than any coach we've got, I think.
I think so. I've been here a long time.
And you were here when the baseball program was just getting started from the ground up.
From the ground up. Yeah, it's been since 1990. So.
And I remember those days. And prior to that, you know, really baseball in Benton was about the American Legion. I guess if you were a high school baseball player looking to get into college. How much has the growth of high school baseball programs, how's that affected baseball in Arkansas, college recruiting in Arkansas, and how's it helped the Benton kids who have an interest in the next level playing baseball?
Well, it just gives them the opportunity to get seen more and you know, just you know, from where baseball came, you know, when in 81, I think, is when Bryant started baseball. And, you know, it was 10 years later, basically, before Benton started baseball in high school. So, you know, just giving these kids an opportunity to play, you know, another sport that gives them an opportunity to go to college and get an education and get to play a game that they love. You know, I think it's been huge. You know, baseball was a secondary sport, and now it's considered one of the major sports. And, you know, it's just it's come a long ways in 25, 30 years.
And I guess with those kids being able to use the fourth block in the spring for baseball, it gives a lot more time that you can work on fundamentals, defense. You can do some weight training. You can do a lot of the things that normally you wouldn't do on just a Legion team or a tournament team or a showcase team. And seem like you'd be able to develop players even better with that day in and day out ability to practice.
No doubt. It's a lot of these kids coming into our program, they've played a lot of baseball games, but they haven't practiced a lot.
Right.
And we practice every day of the week, and if we're not playing, and then if we're not practicing, we're playing. So
right.
It's a big difference. They get I would love to have my kids come July and start the high school season then after they've played 35 games and practice for 3 months, and that'd be a lot of fun. But it's a pretty neat thing to see where they come from starting in January to our first game.
Well, it's a long off season. They wind up baseball July to the 1st of August, I guess, and then it's January before you start back practicing. And well, you have some cold games at the start of the season. I've been to a few of those, and I tell you what.
I've always said, we need to switch football season and baseball season. It takes till the middle of April before you can not be cold at a baseball game.
And it's playoff time by then.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about all the construction next door and what's going on with that. And we're looking at possibly a new baseball stadium being in there this season?
Well, that's what we're hoping.
Okay.
The rain has kind of knocked us back a little bit, but they've continued to work, and they haven't really missed a beat. And I suspect that we'll be, if we're not playing there on our first game, it's going to be real close.
Soccer, I guess, was the first sport to come over to this big land purchase that we had, and then you had girls softball and football came over. And they finished out the indoor complex. And so baseball, it's been in the works for a long time, that when the funds came available and it came time, we were going to move baseball over here. And how excited are you about the new facility?
Oh, I'm beyond excited. It's going to be I don't know what people are expecting it to be, but it's going to be way more than what they're expecting, I can promise you.
Natural grass or turf?
It's going to be all turf.
Okay.
And, it's going to be a big change for the coaching staff because, we spend as much time working on the field and getting the field prepared for practice and games as we do coaching. So this is going to give us an opportunity to be able to spend more time with the kids, spend more time, concentrating on getting ready for baseball, the actual playing instead of field crew.
And trying to grow grass in December so that you've got some greenery come February. And I know that's been a challenge every year, and it's been a big expense. And seems like the turf makes sense in this situation.
Well, it's Coach Nether, he's always said that if he can get away from grass, we want to get away from it. But by the time you spend on the maintenance on the field, the watering the field, watering the field is very, very expensive. And if you don't water it, you're not going to have the quality of field that you need. And it's just going to be. I think this is what most people are going to go to.
Yeah.
And we're just going to be the first one that starts it. Fayetteville High School has all turf.
Yeah.
And I think they're the only high school in Arkansas that has all turf. There's several schools that has turf infield, but they don't have turf outfield.
Yeah.
So, there's not going to be a bit of dirt on the whole entire field. So it's going to be different, but it's going to be definitely an advantage for us. We're not going to miss practices.
Yeah.
If it's not raining, we're playing.
Yeah.
They're saying 30 minutes after a hard rain, you can get on the field and play.
You're ready to go.
You're ready to go, and that's without doing anything.
Well, we're sure going to be anxious to see that, but before we get to baseball season, we got another sport going on right now that we've not had a chance to talk about. We call it the other fall sport. It's not volleyball. We had Coach Chumley on a couple of weeks ago, and the volleyball team having a great fall so far, as the football team is. Let's talk about that third fall sport, and that's boys and girls golf.
Yeah, we just wrapped up our golf season for the girls. Our girls, 3 of my girls qualified for the state tournament, and they did okay in the state. Didn't make it as a team, but we only had 3. We had 4 girls on our team, and 1 girl hadn't never played before. So we really had 3 girls that competed, and they did as good as I could expect them to do. And so I was real proud of them. And the boys finished conference runner-up to Lakeside, and Lakeside's got probably the best team in 5. Now it's 5A.
Yeah, right.
But we've played them 4 times, and we've been within 5 shots of them every time we played them. And so, you know, we've got a chance. You know, if we play really, really good, we've got a chance at winning it.
Okay.
But we'll have to play really, really good, and we'll have to play better than we played all year.
Who are some of your star players on the golf team that you really look to in big situations?
Well, Brendan Little's been our guy for 4 years now, and he's one of the probably top 7 or 8 golfers in the state, and he won a big tournament this summer at Hot Springs Country Club, and he actually shot a 66 the first day, and
that's impressive.
And he's got a 72 average for us right now, and he shot 2 tournaments. He shot under par, and so he's our guy that we expect to be right there every time he plays, and he's got a great chance at making it to the overall if he plays really good. And then Parker Wilson is right there with him. He's got a 73 average, and he's probably got as much talent as anybody that we've had here in a long time. He just him and Brendan, if they put it all together, we got a chance of doing something special. But we lean hard on those 2. And our number 3 golfer is Ethan Bearden, and Ethan's been great all year. He's 12, 13 shots better than he was from last year. And he's got a 78 average, which is a really good average. And then Corbin Beard's our number 4, and he's averaging about 80, 81. And, he's been right there all year. And then Peyton Paulette, he came out for baseball when he decided not to play football, to golf. And he's gotten a lot better. He's got a great swing. He just hadn't played much, but he's done really well. So, we've got a good golf team. I'm excited. We play in the state tournament on Monday and Tuesday at Paragon.
Fantastic.
So
we saw those kids, boys and girls golf, honored this morning at the homecoming week pep rally. Before we let you go, we know every year Benton baseball, they're going to be competitive. Conference, state, we're always there. We're always competing. We're always one of the top teams in our division or conference or whatever that it is that we're playing for at the time. What do you think about this spring? You know what you got coming back. Are you excited about baseball for this spring?
I'm very excited about it. With some of the guys that stepped it up a notch this summer, and I just feel like that. We lost some really good players, great senior leadership last year. But we've got some really, really talented players coming up, and if we just get 2 or 3 of them to step up, I think we can do something special.
Well, you've got some good seniors, but you've got some good players in every group, and over the years you've had a lot of players play at the next level. And we've seen guys, I know that class of 16, you had guys at A-State, Conway, and junior colleges from Kansas to Missouri to Mississippi out of the same class. And when you have these grades stacked like this, what does it mean for your program from year to year where you don't have these big gaps that we've seen in the past, where you've got just solid players at every grade level?
It's just we're real fortunate, it's because of what they do before they get to us, and then we try to build on what they do, and I just been blessed to be where I'm at. But we've got some great kids coming back this year, and I'm really excited about it.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you for coming in. We're anxious for baseball season. We've got some Benton Panther football and then some Panther basketball that we're excited about as well. But we look forward to spring. We'll keep everybody posted on the golf state tournaments. Thanks for dropping in and joining us again here on the Farmers Bank and Trust Halftime Show. We're somewhere between 5 and 9 minutes. We're not sure exactly when they'll start the second half. But we'll be back with Terry and Jim for a recap of the first half. You're listening to Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
If it's Friday night, it's Panther football and hometown traditions. Benton is much better off than we were 8 years ago. We can't afford to go backwards. Hi, I'm Terry Benham, and I'm running for mayor of Benton. For 20 years, I've been a leader in business and public policy. And for the last 8 years, I've been leading successful local initiatives. We've accomplished a lot, but it's only the beginning. Join our campaign for Benton's future. Let's do something special together.
paid for by Benton for Benton.
Ashby Funeral Home has been family-owned and operated, serving Benton and Saline County since 1882. Through 5 generations, Ashby Funeral Home has cared for families through compassionate and professional service. Ashby's provides all types of services for families in times of loss and grief. Their aim is to treat every family as they would treat their own. Ashby Funeral Home is located at 108 West Narrowway Street in Benton, and their phone number is 501-778-2544. Ashby Funeral Home, proud supporters of Benton Panther football.
Hello, Panther fans. This is Jerry Ponder, candidate for Benton Mayor. I'm asking for your vote and support in the upcoming election on November 6th. I've had the privilege of serving on the Benton City Council for the past 12 years. I believe that my knowledge and experience provide a valuable asset to our city as we continue to move forward. Our city has wonderful schools, parks, and provides a safe environment for families. Thank you for your support and vote. Go Panthers! Paid for by the Jerry Ponder Campaign Committee.
At Farmers Bank and Trust, our commitment is and always will be to the community. Our loan officers are your supporters, your cheerleaders, your fans, your neighbors. And we're proud to cheer on our Benton Panthers. For more information on Farmers Bank and Trust, stop by our conveniently located office or visit myfarmers.bank.
At this time of year, the best way to experience Benton is to be a Benton Panther football fan. The City of Benton is very proud to be one of the sponsors of the 2018 season. The student body is ready, the pep steppers are ready, the cheerleaders are ready, the marching band is ready, the players are ready, Coach Harris and his staff are ready, and the City of Benton is ready for a drive to a state championship. Experience Benton and support the Benton Panthers. Go Panthers!
We are back at halftime at the Palace. Benton leads Siloam 48-14 at halftime. They are listening on the back porches down Besanken Road tonight, cheering on the Panthers. Benji White on the banks of the Ouachita River all the way to the foothills of the Ozarks. It is great to be on the radio home of the Benton Panthers on 106.7. The Ride. Across Saline County tonight, it is a perfect sweep so far, Terry. Bryant leads Catholic 31-14. Bauxite leads Ashdown 32-7. Harmony Grove leads Malvern 16-6. And Glen Rose leads Mayflower 17-14.
Well, I'll tell you, Saline County was pretty strong in football last week, and looks like they're pretty strong this week. There's something going on down in Bauxite. I want to tell you this, the Miners are playing some good football right now. Not to mention that the Hornets are too, but Bauxite's really been running some numbers up, and they've been handing their opponents some significant defeats.
And how about Harmony Grove, a team everybody had written off moving up in
That's
classification this year, about to go 4-1 if they can hold on to that lead over Malvern. In the 6A West tonight, Lake Hamilton leads Little Rock Hall at halftime 42-0. The Hall Warriors will be Benton's opponent next week. And the big one down in Union County tonight, Greenwood leads El Dorado, Terry, at halftime 24-7.
Well, Greenwood's a good football team, and we'd kind of hoped that that long bus ride would wear on them a little bit, and they would come out a little soft and a little bit off their timing. But, Jim, it doesn't look like that they've missed a beat, and they're handing the Wildcats a tough first half.
Some individual stats for the Panthers in this first half. Colin Morrow was 8 of 12, 92 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Garrett Brown in relief of Morrow, 7 of 7 for 113 yards and a touchdown as the Panthers begin to make their way out of the locker room. Let's go down to Dio, who has Brad Harris.
Yeah, I felt like I was in a cattle call right there. I had the linemen running by me, guys. All right, Coach, you're up 34 points. Dadgum extra. Had the sportsmanship rule started, but really good first half by the offense. Defense slipped a couple times there. What'd you tell the guys at halftime?
Like you said, Dio, we played really well. I thought we executed well. The snap over the head, I thought everything looked really good offensively. Defensively, playing good till it was 21 or 28, whatever it was, and we got relaxed. Took a couple plays off, and Our goal was to have a shutout tonight. Now we got to work on a second half shutout. But I think we got real content when we got up a few points there, and we took a few plays off. Honestly,
well, and I see Morrow over there in street clothes with his shoulder pads off, but Garrett Brown comes in as a sophomore and plays lights out there to end the second half. I mean, you're gonna. Well, I mean, you don't want to look like you're being mean and throw it all over the place, but this is an opportunity to get your sophomore some good work in against a varsity team.
Yeah, Garrett came in a big way for us right there. Colin got stepped on, and we think it's something with his foot, toe, something like that. Nothing major. We're going to keep him out the second half and let Brown get it. You saw what he's capable of doing, man. He's not afraid to throw a ball. There's not a throw he don't like. He's one of those guys. So we're going to let him throw it around a little bit, and see what happens the second half. We're going to try to protect him real well, with some sound pass protection stuff and everything, make sure we take care of a young sophomore. But right now he has no fear. He's ready to play.
Good deal. Go get him, Coach. All right, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Dio. And Terry, so good. You never want anybody to be injured, but scared to death it was Colin Morrow's knee, and it's good to hear it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, sometimes in those games when you get especially the front part of your foot stepped on, that's a real painful injury. And with a game that you're up 48-14 at halftime, there's just no reason to take your starter and put him back on the field.
Not at all. Individual numbers for Benton in that first half. Zach Wallace, 8 carries, 190 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The receiving core, just good balance all the way around. Michael Allison, 4 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Garrett Body, 4 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Gavin Wells, 3 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown. Braxton Slaughter, 3 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. DeAnthony Harper had a catch for 4 yards in that first half. Again, good efficiency from the Panther passing attack as Morrow and Brown combined 15 of 19 in the first half. If we could go to the stats, Matt, for that first half as John re-enters the booth. 383 yards of total offense for Benton in that first half. And another stat that stands out to me, John, the powerful Siloam rushing attack held to just 62 yards.
Yeah, and that's a good job by those guys up front. And I'll tell you, the middle of our defense has been really tough on that running game tonight.
Terry, it's been a rush predominant Benton offense the last 2 weeks. The balance back tonight, 176 rushing, 207 passing in the first half.
Well, it has been, but that's what Justin Ray does. Is he takes what the defense gives you, and they've been putting a bunch of guys in the box trying to shut down Zach Wallace. Not that they have for 190 yards in the first half, but the Panther offense throwing that ball around and getting down the field.
John, as you look, just 4 third and fourth down conversion opportunities.
Yeah.
Benton had been so powerful on first and second down.
Well, and the statistics a little bit misleading. We're 0-2 on third down conversions, but we're 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions. So I don't know what it is. We can't convert third down, but we then got into fourth down conversion and converted those. So I guess it doesn't really matter which one you convert as long as you convert one or the other.
Well, this was a similar situation that we were in last year when Siloam kicked off to start the second half, and Cade Clark ran it back for a touchdown. Maybe we can have a repeat tonight as Harrison Loesch kicks off, and Cade Clark will field it at the 8-yard line. Cade back up the center of the field, and Ogbay's going to tackle him at the 29, and so we'll see the Benton offense led by Garrett Brown in this second half for the first time. Leading 48-14. Garrett a perfect, John, 7 of 7 passing in that first half.
Yeah, very impressive, but it's not surprising because we know he's an outstanding player, and we think that Morrow's going to be okay based on, reports that we've heard, but he is not dressed out. So who would be the next quarterback in line?
The little spark plug.
Yeah.
Gavin Wells.
Or maybe Zach Parker. I don't know.
First down, Benton. Is Brown going to fake? Brown going to throw. There's Garrett Body, and Body going to be tackled by Chase Chandler and others at the 34-yard line. And again, those offensive linemen trying to get out there ahead of the receiver.
And Terry, Garrett Body's going to watch that film tomorrow,
exactly
and he's going to think, oh, I went the wrong direction. And it's very hard to see well, as we can see looking down on the field when you're on the field. But, boy, he had a wall developing to the other side if he cuts
sure
that to the right.
2nd down and 5 for Benton at the 34-yard line as Brown takes a snap, fakes. Brown throws a strike to Michael Allison at the 45-yard line. Good for 11 yards and a Benton first down.
Boy, that's a good throw. And when you can throw a really good strike like that and keep that ball low, it's super hard to defend, John.
Hard to believe he's a sophomore.
1st down and 10. Benton at the 45-yard line. 3-man front for Siloam. Gavin Wells on the jet sweep running to the wide side of the field. And Gavin going to pick up a yard to the 46 as Siloam able to close down the running lane. Thad Wright on the tackle.
Well, he was waiting on another block on the outside and didn't quite get it. And did the only thing he could do, John, just turn it up north and south.
Yeah, Siloam player kind of flew in and blew up the lead blocker there, which is what you're supposed to do, and that was well defended.
DeAnthony Harper in the backfield in this second half. Option to the left. Harper bobbles the pitch and has to fall on it back at the 42. And Benton will now have it 3rd down and 13.
Well, that's what happens when you peak, John.
Yeah.
He was peaking upfield. He had some good blocking downfield, and he was trying to figure out where his lane was and just took his eye off the ball.
So 3rd down and 13 Benton as the clock hits 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Benton leads 48-14. Brown takes the shotgun snap, fakes to Harper. Brown throws. Brown has a receiver. Slaughter with the catch. Boy, that was a catch in traffic, and Braxton has it down to the Siloam 30-yard line.
How about the throw? I mean, it was a great catch, and Slaughter's having himself a good game. That throw over one defender in front of another one where only the receiver could get it. Just great throw there by Brown.
1st down Benton at the 30-yard line. Screen out to Body. Body with blockers. Yeah. DeAnthony Harper with 2 big blocks. Springs G-Body for the touchdown. And now, Terry, that score is where you want it to be as Benton leads now 54-14.
Well, I tell you what, even more than the score, that blocking's where you want it to be. Look at the downfield blocking by the Panther offense.
D-Buddy takes out 2 Siloam Springs players there. And, boy, I tell you, the unselfishness of these skill position guys for Benton, it's something else, Jim.
No question, as Garrett Body's 2nd touchdown of the game with a RBI block from DeAnthony Harper. Not once, but twice, and Vargas's extra point is good, 55-14.
Can I get at least 1 point on my pick to click for that effort from my guy, DeAnthony?
I tell you, because your daughter was homecoming
just
queen,
one.
We'll throw in a few extra.
Okay, one. I just want 1 point for that. I just think that effort deserves a point.
Dio, how many points should the dad of the homecoming queen get?
Well, he automatically gets 50 points if he wears his suit the entire game. Did John wear his suit the rest of the? Oh, so
from the
cancel
waist
that.
down.
Scratch that.
25.
Scratch the 50 points. Yeah. Hey.
It's all or nothing.
So I asked Coach Ray. I said, "Hey, are you trying to score a touchdown with every receiver tonight, or what?" And he said, "Well, kinda." He said, "Our goal coming in was we wanted to have 4 receivers each with over 50 yards receiving. So that was their goal coming in. So kind of like I said, he was purposefully trying to get it to specific receivers. And I may or may not have said, can you see if you can get the ball to Garrett Body because he's my pick to click. I'm just saying, I don't know if he did it or not on purpose. I'm just saying that may have happened or may not have.
So Garrett Eason, after resting that leg in the latter part of the 2nd quarter to kick off for the Panthers, and Eason, boy, strikes it very well, going to push Agbe back to the 1-yard line, and Agbe returning it near side, and Agbe going to be tackled short of the 20-yard line. They're going to actually give him the 20. Good coverage again by the Panther special teams.
Yeah, and boy, I tell you, it's huge when you've got a leg that can get it down to the goal line. And I don't think that Garrett Eason is 100% yet, Terry. I think he's about 95. He's only been back kicking for about a week. I want to see him 2 weeks from now. I think he's going to be able to hit that end zone consistently.
Well, I think you're right, and he does have a big leg, but he also has some big help. Tristan Hawkins
again
getting back down there and making another big play.
Again.
So it's first down, Siloam Springs at the 22-yard line. Siloam going to give it to Threlkel on first down, and Threlkel going to pick up a couple of tough yards to the 25.
Davis and Ross on the tackle. Gain of, we'll call it 2.
Ross has turned out to be exactly what we thought he was going to be
absolutely.
when they moved him back there to that free safety position.
So Ellis throws, and Ellis throws it well short of his intended receiver, Gage Weaver, at the 30-yard line, as Blake Dorsey substituting liberally on that defensive line here, as Maxwell and Walker will check back in for Nethery and Ferguson.
Well, he had Nethery and Ferguson both coming off the edge on either side, and he had to get rid of that ball in a hurry. As we see the Panthers now, they're going to jump off sides. I don't know, Terry, were they drawn off on that, or did they just get a little antsy?
Well, I think a little bit of both there,
Yeah.
John. I think they gave him a hard count, but they were coming hard because it's a critical third down. They want to get that ball back, so they were sending the house.
Yeah,
and that hard count delivered.
Usually the player you see coming off the field, that was one of our defensive linemen, Kaufman, back in there, is usually the guy who got the most excited. So, Jim, we give them 5 free ones.
Third down and 2. Let's see if the Maroon Machine can stop him as Ellis fakes to Threlkel, keeps, slides into the 35-yard line with the first down. And Mark Ballesteri probably would approve of that slide.
I guarantee.
Ellis with the first down. Now, we didn't get to hear his interview. How excited is he about the cathedral going in behind us?
And all turf. There's no grass, nothing there to maintain. It's just all artificial, and he's super excited.
Boy, the facilities here at the Benton Athletic Complex, amazing, as Ellis throws to Weaver, makes the catch along the Siloam Springs sideline. Terry Jones makes the tackle at the 43-yard line. Gain of 8, it'll be 2nd and 2.
Well, with the sportsmanship rule, this third quarter is going fast, and you know, we talked about Benton winning the first quarter decisively and then being kind of even in the second quarter. Did you guys happen to take a look at what we do in the third quarter, Terry? Is it
28-21?
Okay, so another fairly even quarter as the ball's going to be caught by Siloam Springs over on the far sideline. That's going to be another first down as Siloam moving the ball with a short passing game here.
And that's a great catch.
Well defended by Terry Jones, but boy, just had position on him, and another completion for Siloam Springs.
First down, Siloam at the Benton 42-yard line is another catch by Weaver. All kinds of timing issues on that snap, and that'll back Siloam up 5 yards as a false start on multiple offensive linemen, John.
Yeah, it was the right side of that line, and I think one guy flinched, and about 3 of them decided to take off, and they stopped themselves sort of midstream, and that's usually your guilty party, is the one that hangs their helmet first. And
well, you talked about Weaver. Weaver's also the one that caught that really good ball to the back shoulder. He's having a good night for Siloam.
Came in as their leading receiver in terms of catches and has had a good ball game tonight as they set up the screen to Threlkel. Threlkel going to be very close to the first down as he leveled a hit on Dylan Burnham over there. They're going to mark him just a bit shy of the marker, and it'll be second down and very short for Siloam.
Yeah, he got his pads low, John, and really delivered a punch to Dylan Burnham there on the sidelines. Dylan got him out of bounds.
It's the give off to Threlkel, and John.
Wow.
What a play by Dylan Ferguson.
Yeah, well, that really was. And Siloam doing a good job with their tempo, and they got up to the line in a hurry. They were trying to catch the Panthers substituting defensive linemen off the field, and they got the play off. We weren't quite set, but somebody just forgot to block Ferguson, and well, that was a vicious tackle there by 99.
2:30 to go in, a running clock third quarter. Ellis going deep, and that's a really nice catch by Tate Kreiner all the way down to the Benton 4-yard line, and it'll be first down and goal, Siloam Springs.
Man, that's a fantastic over-the-shoulder catch. Fingertip catch, actually.
Kelby Caffrey with good coverage. Kreiner with a great catch, and it's first down and goal for Siloam Springs as Ellis going to swing it out to Tanner Broyles, and Broyles going to strive to the end zone. Benton going to turn him away as Kelby Caffrey makes the tackle at the 1-yard line.
Great effort to keep him out of the end zone there and give the defense a chance for a goal line stop.
Yeah, I was about to say, John, I'm kind of glad this scenario has shaped up. It gives the defense a chance to play a little goal line defense here and play for pride.
Is Benton going to substitute the goal line package in as it is second down and goal for Siloam at the 1-yard line. Siloam brings in their heavy package, tied into the right. Now they're going to move H-back to the left, fullback to the left, give it to Thrillkill running left, and he is going to be stopped short of the end zone.
Caleb Kaufman.
Kaufman first one there, John.
Yeah, boy, he's been huge this year for the Panthers. I tell you what, and you see him get through the line. He's the first guy through, gets up off the ground, locates the ball carrier, makes a great tackle.
Great effort play, Terry, by Kaufman.
Boy, it sure was. Great penetration there. He had a lot of help, too, and it's good to see the Panthers swarming around that football.
So third down and goal for Siloam at the Benton 2-yard line. Again, tight end right, fullback left. They're going to give it to the fullback. Tried to sneak one in. Ball came loose at the end.
Fumble.
And coming up with it is Zach Parker. I believe they're going to mark him down. As John shifts into fan mode up here in the press box. You wanted the 99-yard score, didn't you?
Oh, I felt like Zach Parker could probably take it from the house. There's nobody within 20 yards of him. And, oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know. See the replay right here. He may have been down.
Dylan Ferguson with a great effort right there. And oh, I just knew there was nobody except a couple of linemen that I don't think were going to catch Zach. And he would have had a score.
As the third quarter ends due to that running clock, we go to the fourth quarter. It's Benton 55, Siloam Springs 14. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
The Everett difference is much more than just vehicle sales and service. It's also our commitment to helping those who help others, like those who work to build communities, those who help to enrich the lives of children, those who provide a loving home to kids in need, and those who lend a helping hand when you need it. It's a privilege to work with these wonderful organizations, and we're grateful for everything they do. That's the Everett difference. Everett Buick GMC.
And actually, I feel like it makes me look better as a realtor to use Cornerstone, because I know if they say it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be on time. I have so many times experienced situations with other lenders when there were delays that were outside of the client's control. We were just kind of at the mercy of the lender. And with Cornerstone, I've never had to worry that those were gonna happen.
Cornerstone Home Lending. No excuses.
As we open the fourth quarter, it is going to be fourth and goal Siloam at the Benton 3-yard line. Benton leads 55-14, Terry. We saw a big fourth down stand at Russellville last week. Could we see a repeat?
Hey, man, this is my kind of football right here. Fourth down inside the 5-yard line. Defense has an opportunity to protect the goal line. I love this kind of football.
It's a pride play right here. We saw it in the fourth quarter last week in the River Valley. Can we see it again tonight here at the Palace? Fourth down and goal Siloam at the Benton 3. Snap back to Ellis. Give off to Thrillkill. No, Ellis pulls. Ellis rolls. Ellis throws. And the catch is batted away, incomplete. And the PDC has held again, Terry.
Man, what a great job. They really did a good job containing those receivers and kind of keeping themselves just in position of where they could sprint out and knock the ball down. And that time they got the ball to the receiver, but the impact of the hit right there, and it looked like Devin Griffin maybe on the hit, knocked the ball loose and preserved the 4th down.
John, that's 2 weeks in a row when the game was not in doubt, the opponent inside the Benton 1-yard line, and for the 2nd week in a row, the PDC holds on 4th down and goal.
Yeah, and I think Terry nailed it. He said, look, this is a good opportunity for these guys, 4th and 1 against the offense that's had some success and wants to score. And, boy, did they hold up.
So 1st down Benton from their own 3. Following the stop, throw Garrett Brown to John Miller. Good catch in traffic. And John's going to have the 1st down to the 15-yard line.
Well, that gives the Panther offense some breathing room here. And just a great effort from Brown tonight. How about the experience that he's getting in a game situation here?
1st down and 10 Benton at the 15-yard line as Brown has DeAnthony Harper in the backfield. Braden Murdoch has checked in at the H-back position for Benton. Snap back to Brown, fakes to Harper. Going to throw that one, and that one intended for Braden Hendricks, partially deflected at the line of scrimmage, incomplete.
Yeah, that got tipped there. And I'll tell you what, Siloam Springs is a team that I think is going to get better as the season goes on. They've got some outstanding athletes. They're well coached, and well, they have not quit playing hard here tonight, Jim.
That was Garrett Brown's first incompletion on the night in relief of Colin Morrow, and it came on a partially deflected pass. 2nd down and 10 and a marker, and we're going to have an offside against Siloam Springs.
Well, I just got a message.
Yeah, same here.
Jason Kelly giving us a little Beaver fever. Glen Rose up 23-14.
Does that really say over in the Holy Land? As a snap back to Brown, empty backfield, throws, catch is made by Braden Hendricks. Hendricks over the 30 to the 32, and it'll be another Benton Panther 1st down as the senior makes the catch.
Well, Braden Hendricks is having a big night tonight.
Well, he sure is.
It's good to see him back in the Panther lineup, and boy, he's making an impact.
As John picking out those numbers, the Panthers getting a lot of young men in here on this drive. Give to DeAnthony Harper, and DeAnthony is going to pick up a yard to the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, in there on the offensive line right now, we've got Garrett Davis, Jesse Taylor, Tristan Red, Colby Reeves, and Josh Doyle.
Garrett Davis, a Freddie Reinhardt Award winner as a freshman. Is Matt Avery about 5 yards offsides for Siloam.
He just could not get slowed down in time.
He was trying, John. But
he was. He was.
He was trying a lot.
Micah Lunsford, and
that's 229 pounds. Not easy to slow down.
Lunsford and Miller are your wide receivers here, Jim. That's some pretty good outside receiver core going into this running quarter.
6'3" and 6'4" seniors on the outside as Brown fakes to Harper. Boy, eludes the pressure. Brown going to tuck and run, try to make something, and Garrett going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage. That was a lot of work to get back to the line of scrimmage, John.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Terry, I think that play deserves the Gavin Wells Award for tonight, because that was pretty elusive, and he eluded one guy he never even saw. I don't know, maybe he has eyes in the back of his head.
So 3rd down and 3 for the Panthers. Give off to DeAnthony Harper. Boy, what a move. DeAnthony in the open field. A flag comes in way behind the play. DeAnthony is going to score, but what a move D-Buddy put on. It's going to come back, a hold against Benton. But the athleticism of D-Buddy, wow.
He had no idea until about right now that thing got flagged. And I didn't see didn't see the hold, but yeah. So that hold, we had a receiver. That's actually one of the best holds I've ever seen, Terry. Had a hold of his hands. Kind of locked in like you used to play, was it Mercy, the game? Or what? Had him kind of locked in, and
don't think
surprised the official saw that. I really am.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that really mattered because the explosion that came from DeAnthony Harper once that corner got sealed was amazing. And he really hit that sideline in another gear.
The move D-Buddy put on Spencer Pippen, highlight reel worthy. As the penalty is going to bring it back to the Benton 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers. Clock under 6 minutes to go. Benton leading 55-14. DeAnthony hitting the backfield, just keeps churning to the 43 and a first down.
That's really going to help us to start to close down on the end of this game. And
well, it's kind of, you know, those are those tough yards. And you always want to see those 2 and 3 yard gains when you got to have those 2 and 3 yard gains. Those are tough yards.
First down and 10 Benton at the Panther 43-yard line. So Panther's going to set the power to the right. Brown going to take the snap and drop back rolling right, throwing downfield. Good catch by Micah Lunsford as he went high to bring that one down at the 47 of Siloam.
I'll tell you, it's tremendous when, I mean, you've got a reserve quarterback and a wide receiver that is too deep on that roster slot, and you don't drop off at all, Jim. I mean, these guys have got some talent.
Great catch by the 6'4" senior receiver. And it's first down Benton, going back to Lunsford again, and that one through his hands as Garrett just rifled that one. Lunsford couldn't pull it in. It'll be 2nd and 10.
You've also got one of my favorite utility players that's checked in there too, and that's Braden Hendricks, number 8, and he's a special player. He's one of those guys that can do pretty much anything, Jim, and I expect to see him get a touch here before long.
Option left. Brown pitch to Harper, and Harper going to carry for a yard to the 46. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Benton leading 55-14 as the clock nears 4 minutes to go in the ball game.
Well, that clock is really grinding right now. It's good to see the Panther offense slowly moving the ball down the field and just running this one out.
Well, and you can pass the ball and it doesn't stop the clock because on an incompletion or an out of bounds. So it's kind of the best of both worlds to be in that sportsmanship rule.
3rd down and 9 as Brown drops back. Brown looking, Brown throwing, and he's going to throw that one over the head of DeAnthony Harper, harmlessly incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and 9.
Harper's kind of looking back and going, oh, that was for me?
Yeah, well, he had a lot of pressure there. I feel like Brown made a good decision. And
oh, yeah, I think Brown threw that one away. There was nobody open. He just found an open piece of grass to throw to.
You know, these coaches say that he's one of those guys, Jim, in the film room, that he's a real studier of the game. He asks a lot of questions, takes a lot of notes, and you see a lot of maturity out of this young man.
4th down and 9 for the Panthers as Brown takes the snap, drops back. Brown throws. Lunsford with the catch. Lunsford down inside the 25 to the 23, and it's a 4th down conversion and a Benton first down.
That's a big catch by Lunsford. He's been playing kind of big when he gets in the game, and that was certainly a big play there, John.
Yeah, he is such a good-looking receiver, and he's a guy that's
he's really
helped
got
sing
great
the national
feet.
anthem this morning. I mean, he's a multi-talented individual.
And he's being covered by a 5'6" cornerback in Elijah Coffey as the give off to Braden Hendricks. Hendricks inside the 15-yard line, tackled by Chase Chandler.
Yeah.
As the Panthers give it to the senior down in the red zone.
Yeah, he can block, he can catch, he can run. He's one of the best all-purpose players on this team. So many things that he can do and do really well, and he's a really good athlete. And well, I tell you, it's good to see him in there getting some reps here.
As Benton has it 2nd down and 2 at the Siloam Springs 16-yard line. It's a clock under 2 minutes to go. Benton leading 55-14. Snap back to Brown. Brown looking, Brown throwing, and he throws that one short of his intended receiver, trying to get it to Lunsford at the goal line.
He was covered on either side. I think that's a good throw into the dirt by Brown, and How about this offensive line, guys? Pretty good job here closing this thing out and moving this ball down the field.
And we may just hear from them shortly in the Bethel Smiles Dentistry postgame show. It's clock nearing a minute to go. Benton, 3rd down and 2. Give it off to Braden Hendricks. Hendricks with a seam. Hendricks sheds a tackle down to the 10, down to the 9-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal as Braden Hendricks picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, it's good to see him getting a lot of reps here because he's a guy that we will depend on down the stretch to help us in the backfield. And look, September and October are 2 very different months. We're about to get into the meat of our season, and seeing this depth out here tonight, I tell you what, it's very encouraging, guys.
Now the Panthers line up in the most beautiful formation in football, the victory formation. Is Garrett Brown with some savvy, letting that snap clock tick all the way down to 1, takes the snap, takes a knee, and that is going to do it tonight. It is a very, very happy homecoming tonight in Benton, Arkansas, as the Benton Panthers win convincingly over the Siloam Springs Panthers. It is 55-14. The Benton Panthers win, go to 2-0 in conference play with Little Rock Hall coming up next week at Scott Field. We will pause and take a break and come back with the Bethel Smiles Dentistry Panther postgame show, and we'll have the Cornerstone Home Lending MVPs during our postgame show. Benton wins tonight 55-14 over Siloam Springs. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
One of the biggest factors in your child's learning experience, whether it's book work or athletics, is their vision. Doctors Glenn and Skinner and the skilled staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic are here to help you see a better world. And they want everyone to have access to quality eye care. For thorough, visual, and comprehensive eye exams, call our optometric physicians and staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic at 501-778-2020. For quality eye care close to home on Highway 5 next to the Long Hills entrance, Benton Eye Care Clinic.
Family-owned businesses are the backbone of a growing economy. For over 40 years, family-owned Warwick's Hydraulics has specialized in manufacturing and repairing welded hydraulic cylinders and making them to exact specifications for customers all over the country. This work is guaranteed and they ship anywhere in the USA. Warwick's Hydraulics, machine specialist and proud sponsor of Benton Panther football. Call Warwick's Hydraulics today at 501-316-3156 or email them at warwicks@live.com. Dependability is their family tradition.
Smith Caldwell Drug is located in the heart of downtown Benton. We're an independently owned pharmacy that strives to give our patients the best quality and care possible. We offer free delivery service and convenient drive-through window. Our friendly staff will help you with your insurance billing needs and much more. Be sure to shop our large boutique, gift section, and baby department, where you get free gift wrapping. Smith Caldwell Drug in the heart of downtown Benton.
What a happy homecoming tonight, and the picture on the Fidelity Local 6 screen tells it all. John Penn, Abby Penn, and the #1 fan of the Panthers, Freddie Reinhardt. John?
Well, that's a good-looking guy standing next to Abby Penn. And the guy in the gray suit's not too bad either. Well, I tell you what, you know, such a big night for our good friend and colleague, Freddie, and I'll tell you, seeing those girls jump down off of that stand to run out onto the field and forget the dresses, forget all of the homecoming junk. We want to get on the field with the players, the cheerleaders, the dance team, the ROTC. We want to be down in some action and
singing the alma mater.
Singing the alma mater, and that's really what it's all about. And you don't always win, but so far, Jim, we're doing a lot of it this year, and just proud of these kids. So many efforts by so many different people. I don't know, 50 players played tonight, and I think they all did a great job.
50 points again put on the board, Terry. It has been 56, 56, and 55 3 of the last 4 weeks, all wins. It's an explosive Benton Panther team this year.
Well, it really is, and that offense really gets off to a fast start. And, you know, John talks about it all the time, and I really enjoy watching the depth. And John mentioned it earlier. I enjoy watching the depth and seeing players come out on the field.
And we're going to go down to the field, and Dio Vanucci with a happy Brad Harris.
Thanks, Coach. Well, happy homecoming. Get the big win over Siloam Springs. I know you're pretty proud of your team. What'd you just tell them right there?
Well, I told them, you know, exactly what you said. I'm real proud of the effort right there. You know, when you win a game by mercy rule, it don't matter who it is. That's pretty impressive. I thought we played really well offensively in the first half, really well. You know, Garrett came in and did a great job throwing the football around. We hate that Colin got injured, you know, and, you know, Zach, we probably could have hammered Zach, you know, for several carries and everything, but we tried to put a few things out there, you know, that we needed to work on, and I thought the offense clicked real well. I thought the offensive line played well and executed well in the first half, and then we only got a couple possessions, so it was good to see our young guys get a few snaps there at the end. Defensively, I thought we played really well except for 2 series, you know, the 2 drives. You know, we were hoping for a shutout tonight. We want to keep that streak going, but it is what it is. You know, we're going to enjoy this win and get ready for Little Rock Hall next week, like I told them. Step 5. You know, we're trying to climb to 14, so we just got to 5. Next week we got to go to 6, okay?
There you go.
All right.
Good job. Good game, Coach. All right, guys, we're going to come over here. Come on, guys. Yeah, I hope the camera's going to get so the y'all get over here by me and turn around. We're gonna look right here. I just want y'all to see, okay, now given I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I want you to see how small these guys make me look. So the camera's right up there, fellas. All right, you guys are getting recognized. Now, well, Dylan, I'm going to get to you in a second. You're a defensive MVP, but the offensive line is the Cornerstone Home Lending offensive MVP of the game. Guys, I mean, I know that you've talked about this with some other people, but what's your goal, Josh, every time you guys come on the field? I mean, as a unit, what's your goal?
I mean, our goal is just to dominate the line of scrimmage every play. If Zach can, you know, carry the ball and not get touched the first 5 yards, that's a successful play every time. And with Zach, you know, he's going to carry it a couple extra yards too. So just really come out and dominate and leave no doubt that, you know, we're the best.
Absolutely. Well, John, well, you talked about that a little while ago, and there you go. I'm going to come down here to Jensen. Jensen, so what's your favorite part about playing with these guys?
Pancaking, and then just scoring touchdowns, I guess.
All right. Well, guys, I'm going to get down here to Dylan real quick. Dylan, you're our defensive MVP. You know, you've been grinding all year, but this game you kind of really stepped up. We saw you make a lot of tackles in the backfield. Tell us about your defensive effort tonight.
Well, I mean, you know, as a defensive staff and players, it's our job to show up to shut them down. So I feel like minus a few mistakes that we had, we did that overall. So I feel like we did a very good job tonight, minus a few mistakes that we had. So,
well, absolutely good effort, guys. Hey, appreciate all you guys. I'm sure your quarterbacks and your running backs appreciate it. And listen, I'm gonna get these guys. I'm buying this offensive line. These guys deserve I think a pizza party themselves. So we're going to get these guys a pizza party. Dylan, you're invited too. All right, guys, back to y'all.
Hey, and Dio, that pizza party, it may require more pizzas than we fed the PDC on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
So, man, how about that offensive line? And, John, one of the things we kept noticing tonight, it wasn't just the blocking that opened up the running game, but the blocking downfield for the receivers.
Absolutely. We saw Gavin Wells. We saw Garrett Body, Zach Wallace. DeAnthony Harper had a highlight reel double block down here. So many guys just doing their job, Terry, in every aspect of the game offensively. You know, only one guy is going to touch the ball other than the quarterback and the center on every play. And I tell you what, when you have blocking like we saw tonight, you're going to have some just absolutely obscene offensive stats.
Well, and on defense, we talked about this in pregame. We talked about Dylan Ferguson quietly having a big season this year. Even though he wasn't big in the stat chart on tackles, he was disrupting the backfield over and over. And that's why he's the defensive player of the game. I mean, he just delivers every single week.
And we had another big night also, Braxton Slaughter. I think he's a guy that deserves to be mentioned. Also, Micah Lunsford coming in, and Braden Hendricks. All of those guys, they had a very good game tonight. And, boy, I tell you, guys, when you watch this, you see the depth that we have at some of these positions. And I tell you, it's encouraging.
It's a lot of fun.
I'll tell you, one of the most impressive stats of the night to me, there's going to be a lot of big, gaudy offensive numbers that we're going to see, guys. Caden Threlkel, Terry, the outstanding running back for Siloam Springs.
All-stater.
Yeah.
Over 700 yards coming in. The Panthers hold him to 59 yards rushing tonight.
Wow. How many carries?
18.
18 carries. Wow. That's, you know, anytime you can hold a player to 3 yards or less than 3 yards a carry, John, I mean, that's a win.
I felt like at times we didn't defend the run well, especially on the outside of the tackles. There were times that they threw the ball very effectively on us. But they had to execute at a high level and get a matchup that they wanted, and we had to guess wrong in order for all those things to work for them, Jim, to get those positive yardage plays. So I felt like overall we played very, very well tonight, very aggressive, and I thought the coaches did a good job of scheming this game.
Siloam came in running the football 70% of the time. Siloam ran it tonight 22 times. They threw it 35 times. I think Benton totally got them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you get off to a fast start. That's something that could be a pinpoint every single week for the Benton Panthers, Jim. When you get off to a fast start, you're going to take a team out of their game plan and drag them into your style of playing football, and teams are always uncomfortable with that, and I feel like we did. That's exactly what our success, where our success started tonight.
Well, and you know, they watch film just like we do. And if you're watching film, you realize that you're not going to run the football on us like you've run it on other teams. And the only way you can run the football is if you're successful in that medium to short passing game and moving sideline to sideline. And that's what they came out doing, and they did it pretty effectively, but that's the only way that they were able to open it up and even get any yards on the ground.
For the fourth week in a row, the Benton offense goes over 500 yards of total offense, and this in a shortened game due to the running clock in the second half. Benton with 525 yards of total offense, 188 on the ground, 337 through the air.
337 yards through the air.
Well, Coach Harris said that he thought the key to winning this game was going to be able to pass the ball. Not necessarily deep, nothing exotic on offense. He just wanted to see us distribute the ball to the other playmakers and not rely on Zach and DeAnthony Harper and those guys. He wanted to see some other guys get involved and see that passing game, particularly some of the screen passes. And we saw them do that pretty effectively tonight.
Well, it's also important for the line of scrimmage, for the offensive line to be able to have situations where they have to go out and execute the passing game, because maybe we had it a little easy tonight, but, you know, when we go to Greenwood, we're not going to have it easy, and we're going to have those reps in order to be able to execute them.
John, one of your pinpoints was distribution.
Absolutely.
8 receivers catch the football tonight. 4 receivers score touchdowns.
Yeah, and I can tell you that the only players who aren't happy with all of the passing we did tonight are those O-linemen that got player of the game, because I talked to them this morning after the pep rally, and they were like, you know, we really don't want them to throw the ball. We just want to keep running it. They absolutely love just getting after people. They're all just kind of mean, and just they love the aggression. And that's what is really, I think, come just with this program. When you see how far we've come, offensive line is that last piece to the puzzle. And, boy, they just did a dynamite job tonight.
You know what else they love, John?
Pancakes. On both sides.
Maybe take them to IHOP instead of pizza, Dio.
Might be cheaper on an all-you-can-eat thing, though. Definitely look for that.
So, guys, the Panthers win tonight 55-14, and next week we go to a refurbished Scott Field.
Yeah.
Turf is down. Bleachers on the visiting side for the first time ever.
And a press box.
Well, the press box is not any bigger, unfortunately. It's back to the broom closet up there. But the Little Rock Hall Warriors, a rival back to the old days, Terry, for Benton.
Yeah, it is. But unfortunately for the Hall program, it's not the same rivalry. And the Hall program has struggled for several years now, and they're not making large gains as it goes, but they are making gains, and they are being competitive this year. And I think the Panthers will certainly have to show up and bring their A game and show on the field what everyone knows they're capable of.
You got two big ones ahead in El Dorado and Greenwood, and you certainly don't want to look so far down the road that you overlook what is usually an athletic hall team.
You know, once we get past the benefit game of the Salt Bowl, September is a month that you play a good team in Arkadelphia, but they are a 4A team, and you're going to outman them. You're going to out-depth them. And Cabot's very one-dimensional, and then you got Siloam that's definitely improved this year, but still a little bit struggling up there. But October's a very different month because you've got El Dorado, you've got Greenwood, and you've got Lake Hamilton, and so we can't look. Yeah, we can't look past Hall, this week. But October's a little bit different month, and so I'm excited for it. Boy, I think we're going to do well, and there's going to be some big games coming up.
And you got to really like where the Panthers are right now, Terry. The one thing that boy, you may have a little bit of sweaty palms about, though, is Colin Morrow. Need him healthy. Garrett Brown did a great job tonight, but Colin Morrow's your senior signal caller, and we need him well.
Well, that's right. Colin's our senior, and you always want those seniors on the field because those guys have played a lot of football together.
They sure have.
And it's so much different when you have a senior that goes into that huddle and says, all right, guys, we got to get this done. And so we hope that Colin is going to be all right, and we'll shake this little injury off and be ready for next week.
So it's been a very, very happy homecoming tonight. The class of 1968 celebrated their 50-year reunion tonight. The class of 1993 celebrated their 25-year reunion.
A little shout-out to my little brother, Billy Ashlock, who's part of that class, and they're enjoying that 25th anniversary, or 25th homecoming.
And the reunion weekend, and it all kicked off here tonight at the Palace with a Benton win 55-14 over Siloam Springs. Again, John, congratulations to you and Abby and the family.
Guys. Glad to be back with you guys off the injured reserve. And I tell you, I missed it. I was sad sitting at home last week. I couldn't stand it. And
when you said that you'd gotten a 2 before, I thought maybe Marla had enough.
Yeah, she had, but we don't want to, talk about any spousal abuse. But I think she's pretty happy tonight, so we got past that. And well, boy, I tell you, you don't realize how much you miss being here till you're not here.
Well, I tell you what, to make up for it, Dio's got to go out of town. Go with me to Conway Thursday.
All right, you got a deal.
Junior high football.
I'll make that up.
John Penn will be buying me and Freddie dinner at Marketplace in Conway.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thursday night. Our next broadcast, though, of Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6 will be next Friday night from Scott Field in Little Rock when the Panthers travel to take on the Hall High Warriors. The pregame show will begin at 6:30 with kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. For Terry Benham, John Penn, Dio Vanucci, and Grace Bowling. For the best producer-director in Arkansas high school football, Matt Johnson. Morgan Garrett did a great job tonight on graphics, and Barrett Pfeiffer did a wonderful job on replay. Our great camera crew on Fidelity Local 6 tonight was Michael Gober, Marcus Robinson, and Kendrick Ollison. I want to remind you that DVD copies of every Benton Panther game this year are available for $15 and can be purchased online at fidelitylocal6.com. A very special thank you to Laura Pagay, Director of Sales for the Benton Panther Football Network, to Steve Johnson and Leslie Griffin from Signal Media, to Benton Athletic Director Scott Nethery for his help and hospitality each week, and for the #1 fan of the Benton Panthers, Freddie Reinhardt. I'm Jim Gardner. Thank you for joining us tonight for Benton Panther football. Again, tonight's final score, it was Benton 55, Siloam Springs 14. Until next Friday night when we greet you from Scott Field, good night, God bless, and go Benton.